offense to some. Listener discretion is advised. The PPI award-winning Niall Boylan Show. Real people, real opinions, real talk radio on Classic Hits 4FM.
Here's an interesting question. I've just said to the guys outside, do you ever notice when you're drinking tea, you actually get thirsty? I'm sipping on my tea here. No, I actually feel thirsty now. No, it does. And here's another interesting one that I'd love answered if anybody can answer this question, right? Because I've never ever, I've Googled it, I've done everything, right? When you're making rashers and sausages under the grill, right? So you're doing your rashers and sausages and they're under the grill and you're ready to cook. Selena, you listen to this as well, okay? Because you might have an answer for this for me, right? So you're cooking your rashers and sausages, okay? They're nearly cooked, right? Or they might be just cooked. And you go to pour out your tea and there's loads of smoke out of the tea. It's like loads of steam, obviously. But there's more steam than usual. And I don't know why it's only when you're cooking rashers and sausages in the same room. There's loads of steam from the tea. Don't look at me like I'm mental or something. This is actually true. I don't know why. Sorry, it's Niall Boylan with you till 1 o'clock in the morning. Lots to get to. If anybody's any answer to those questions, could you please tell me? The tea thing, I'm not too concerned about the drinking the tea and making you thirsty. It's probably something to do with whatever's in tea. But the steam coming off the cup of tea when you make rashers and sausages, that intrigues me because I'm not imagining it. It's true. When you make rashers and sausages and you're grilling them and you make tea at the same time, there's more steam comes off the tea. It's true. And somebody out there listening will have an answer to that and they'll text me at 53544 and tell me why. Now, we have a lot to get to tonight, but I wanted to point out something to you as well that we will be talking about hopefully tomorrow at 1 o'clock if we can get the wherever the spokesperson for the National Toll Roads on, but something that may have slipped your notice today in the news. And there's been a European court case, a Court of Justice of the European Union has said that it was unlawful for the Irish Revenue Commissioners, the taxman, to put VAT on tolls. Now, VAT on tolls has been there since 2010. They've now decided it was unlawful. So not only the National Toll Roads should get their money back, probably the people who paid tolls should get their money back. Now, it affects businesses more than anybody else because they claim back the VAT, and now they can't claim back the VAT. But here's the interesting part of this. VAT is 23%. So we'll say on your average toll, for example, I have some of the figures here, okay? So the toll, for example, what's the toll, by the way, Helena, on the M50 at the moment? What's the toll on the M50? Well, we say it's, okay, but we'll say the tunnel is €10, right? At worst, at the height of it, okay? 305, 315, she said, for the M50. So take 23% of that, so 23 in every euro away from that, and leaves you with 69 cent. Okay, so 69 cent of that has gone to the Revenue Commissioner unlawfully over the last 10 years. Now, the interesting part about it is, so now they don't have to charge the VAT anymore. The VAT's going to be gone, but they're still going to charge you the same price. Apart from the East Link, which is owned by Dublin City Council, and as far as I know, the Limerick Tunnel, which is privately owned, they're still going to charge you the same price. So essentially, National Toll Roads, including the tunnel, the Port Tunnel, I imagine the Jack Lynch Tunnel, I'm not too sure who owns that one, okay, the M50, and many other tolls around the country, are increasing their prices by 23% without actually telling you. Because they're now making 23% more that they don't have to pay to the state, instead of passing on the reduction to you. Now, we'll find out, I could have this totally wrong, but that's the way it seems to me. And I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, all right? At 1 o'clock, hopefully, we'll get a spokesperson on. I did ring them today, trying to endeavour what it was all about, and they insisted it wasn't an increase. I said, it is an increase. You're making more money. And they went, yeah, but it's not an increase to the customer. And I goes, but it is, because the customer shouldn't have been paying the 23% in the first place since 2010, and essentially should get their money back. So everybody who's paid a toll in this country on a national toll road, which is not privately owned, over the last 6 years, any VAT you paid, 23%, you should essentially get it back, because you paid it unlawfully according to the European Court of Justice. We'll talk about it a bit more tomorrow. This is going to be a minefield, and I think they think they're getting away with it. All right, we'll find out a bit more. I could be wrong, but we'll find out more about that tomorrow. It just intrigues me, the whole story. Now, I am going to talk about Michaela McCollum Connolly a little bit later on as well. And do you think Michaela McCollum Connolly should be left alone? As you know, she's kind of agreeing to do all sorts of things at the moment, including present a TV show. And people are saying, she shouldn't be getting any work. She's a drug mule. Also, we're talking about social housing. And the government, of course, have promised to spend 821 million across a range of housing programmes in the next year, in 2016, which is, over they're spending 933 million over 2 years. Now, they will spend about 5 or 6 billion over the next 4 or 5 years, but some people are saying it's not quick enough, it's not enough. The only way to get around that is to charge more income tax because we would need more money. And what I'm suggesting is that would you be happy to pay more income tax if it was to solve the housing crisis and provide more housing? We'll get around to that later on as well. But the first thing, a mother has sparked an online debate when she revealed that she refused to tell her boyfriend how many men she had slept with in her life. Writing on Mumsnet, the woman said she did not want to tell her new partner her number because she was worried it was pretty high. She asked other users for their opinions on whether it was normal or a normal topic to discuss, prompting dozens of responses on both sides of the argument. Now, one comment said, "My stock answer would be, none of your business," or "I'm not answering that, it's nothing to do with you." Another posted, "It shouldn't be an issue, and it certainly isn't something that is anyone else's business but yours, unless you choose to share it." However, others argued that it was an acceptable question and shared how they answered it in the past. One post said, "I remember talking to my husband about our numbers when we first got together, but we were 18 and 20, so it seemed pretty normal thing to ask at the start of a relationship at that age. But I want to know if you think it is a normal thing to ask. Would you have an issue telling your partner, potential partner, should I say, how many previous sexual relationships you've had? I mean, is it any person's business, or do you think that you need to tell the person to be open and honest? I mean, put yourself in a hypothetical situation. You start dating, and you're getting kind of close to that point after whatever few dates when you start becoming, reasonably physically intimate. And the person asks you what your number is. How many people have you been with? As in, how many people you've slept with. Would you be honest and tell him or her, or would you lie? Or would you point blank refuse to tell the person at all and say, well, it's kind of none of your business? Some people believe the past should be left there, and there is no point in telling your new partner about your exes, because what's the point? As it just brings problems in where it's not needed and they don't exist. Others will say honesty is the best policy and transparency, so if you've been with 10 people before, you should just say it. Get on with it, I'm with you now, sure, move on. So I want to get your opinions. Is it okay to ask your partner how many people they have slept with? I want you to text 53544. Is it okay? I'm trying to remember when I met my wife, was that a conversation we had? I don't think we've ever had that conversation. I don't think that ever even came up, to be honest with you. But we were quite young. Well, I was 23, she was 17. Yeah, 17. And I think when that point came at 18 or so, when she was 18 and I would have been 24, I don't think that conversation ever arose. I don't think I ever said to her, how many people have you been with? Or I probably have a fair guess. And I hadn't been with that many people, to be honest with you. So I don't think the conversation ever arose. But I don't think there would be an objection if I said it to her. I'll ask her tomorrow and see if she objects to telling me. But I don't think she would. I don't think she'd really care. And I probably wouldn't care in telling her either. You can text 53544. I'm asking you, is it acceptable to ask your potential partner what their number is and how many people they've slept with? Text 53544. You can call us on 1850 410 494. Martina.
Yeah, hi, Niall.
Oh, it's you, Martina.
It is me, Niall.
Okay, no, just...
Are you glad to hear from me, yeah?
I'm delighted to hear from you, Martina.
Brilliant, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think it's nobody's business. I think it's an absolute disgrace when that comes to that. Really, it's... Do you know what? We're going to... I think society has gone off the wall completely.
Why would it be a disgrace?
We're carrying donor cards. Now we're going to carry how many sexual...
encounters.
Whatever you had.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to. We're going to carry cards and say, listen, you had 6 sexual encounters or 10 sexual encounters or whatever before you met me. I mean, it's totally off the wall. Whatever you've done, it's nobody's business. Listen, if you're afraid that anyone has an STD, if you've met a new partner, go to the clinic, both get tested. If you have a new partner, both get tested. But don't go into other people's past and say, oh, how many partners did you have? And it's off the wall.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's kind of, when you meet somebody new and you're getting to that point when you're going to be intimate, right? Yeah, you like to think, well, hang on. You like to think you're both being very open and honest with each other.
So, what do you mean open and honest? You don't turn around in bed and say, listen, you're my 13th. And he says, oh, you're my 15th. I mean, what is it? A race to the top?
Well, how many have you had?
Well, no, listen.
I'm only asking.
you haven't got enough fingers and thumbs now, I have to be honest.
Well,
But like neither
they
here
say
nor
whatever
there. It
number a
doesn't
woman
really matter
gives
now,
you.
to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, we're all gone. Society has gone nuts.
They say whatever number a woman gives you, you can usually have it, and whatever number a man gives, the other way around, sorry, whatever number a woman gives, you can double it. Whatever number a man gives you can have it.
No way, you can triple it by a man, you can halve it by a woman.
Yeah. Do you think women so women exaggerate the figure, do they?
Of course they do. They try to. Well, come here. Men boast, okay?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That
And women play it
their
down.
the biggest in the world, and you know.
Well, yeah,
Jesus,
mine is. Yeah.
No woman. Yeah, well, obviously, I don't know now.
Yeah,
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, ask me why.
Whatever you like to look at, or whatever you like to play with. But listen, listen. Men boast, and listen, men always boast double and triple. Right?
Yeah.
A woman kind of just goes a little bit over the top, not as much because, listen, women always get caught out because men, you never see the women that these men are with, you know what I mean? Oh, you know,
But you kind of like to know how many's been in there before you. You know what I mean?
No. What do you mean? It's been in there before you.
It's like when you go down the mines or into a tunnel. You like to know if other people have been in there so it's safe.
Yeah, but there's no canary down there.
You can bring a canary if you want to.
There's no canary down there to let you know if it's going to go off or not.
You can bring a canary. So Martina, I don't know whether you're single or married or what the story is, but you gotta love the poor guy.
No, either not.
But if you met a guy on a date and he said that to you, by the way, before we start getting into this, how many guys have you been with? What would you say to him?
I'd fucking slap him. I'd say, listen, fuck off, mind your own business. None of your business.
So what? Would you not just turn around to him and say, I'm like Titanic? More people have gone down on me than Titanic.
More people would go down on him than fucking on Titanic. I'd be on to the next one, the one that didn't sink. I'd be on to the next one.
All right, but stay there a second. Stay there, please. Maureen, you're on Classic Hits. Maureen, you think it's a kind of open question that you should tell your partner, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, why shouldn't you tell them? What you've got to be ashamed of?
Exactly. There's nothing to be. It's only sex.
If they love you, everybody's got a past.
Yeah.
So, and if they can't get past you telling them, you might as well not bother.
But why? Why would that question come into it in the first place?
I know what you're saying, but if you really get to like this person, which you've already probably had sex in before you get to that point, I mean, why can't you just tell them?
I just go straight to the sex and you enjoy it. That's great, brilliant.
Women my husband have been with.
Fuck the fast.
But, I mean, what you got to be ashamed of?
Yeah, there's nothing to be. Sex is not something to be ashamed of, Martina.
And if
No, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
What about if this bloke's your soulmate? Going to be your soulmate?
Yeah.
If you can't tell everybody, can't tell him everything that they can tell you.
Good, there you go.
And it always comes out in the end. You go somewhere and you meet somebody. Oh, I said, go out with you. Do you know what I mean?
But there's no need to know about what you had in the past. For God's sake. Sure, listen. Do you know what I always say? I always say it's the one you're with at the moment. Look, some people can have sex with other people and it's shy. And then you can have sex with another person and it's brilliant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of that depends on your mood as well, by the way. Sometimes it's not actually the person. It's how you feel about them and it's your mood. And somebody will say, oh, I was married for a while, the sex got boring and I met somebody else and all of a sudden the sex was great. But the sex will get boring with that person too because you get used to them. The point is, it's not who the person is that you're having sex with. Sometimes it's the mood that you're in.
With someone sexual,
yeah, that's true.
You're going to get turned on. So you cannot compare your vegetables. If you go to bed with an old fucking turnip, you're not going to get turned on. But if you go to bed with someone that's sexual, you're going to get turned on. So you cannot go around comparing and saying, oh yeah, well I had sex with this one, but it wasn't really sex because she was as dead as a doornail. And I had sex with this one, she was ready to go. So you can't compare. So what are we going to do down the road? Carry a little donor card saying, listen, I have 6 sexual partners, I have 12 sexual partners. It's a load of shite. Get on with it, have the sex, enjoy the sex.
I'm not saying you should, but why can't you
Get
tell
on
them?
with it. Don't be asking about what he's done.
What if you meet the man you want to marry then?
Now with it at the present.
Hang
Get on top right away.
What about if you meet the man you want to marry and he asks you, what you say then?
Say, well, hang on, Martina. Listen, Martina, Maureen's asking you a question. Listen.
If you met the man you like, this is the one.
I've met loads of men I like.
You've had a few blokes, which obviously you got to find the right one, and this is the one you want to marry, right?
Yeah.
And he asks you then, what would you say?
I'd say
you tell him to bugger off with
No,
you.
I know if this guy, you're really in love, Martina. This is the one you think you're going to marry, and he says, I'm just curious. How many guys have you been with before me?
Yeah.
What would you say?
What? I'd say no. Mind your own business.
Yeah, but I don't
But
get that.
Well, then what happened to open and honesty in relationships? You can't say that to him.
No, we all got past.
He actually wants to marry me. Why the hell would he be asking me?
Martina, I'm wondering exactly the same
Actually
thing.
asked you to marry him,
Yeah,
but
I
this
must
is
be
the
good in
one.
bed.
You've met your soulmate, right? Martine.
Yeah, Martina, yeah.
Hang on.
Martine, you've met your soulmate, and one day you're sat there, and this just obviously comes in conversation.
I think that'd be totally weird.
Why?
Because I just think it'd be totally weird if you just sat in there one day and he says, I'm sorry,
No, but
Martina, I
it's
love you
not-
so much, you're my soulmate.
It's just
But
actually
sorry, how many guys did you have? How many guys did you ride?
Come out in conversation. It's not.
How many guys did you ride before me? And actually, is it actually how many guys did you ride before me, or how many?
No, I mean, you don't use the word ride,
Well,
Martina.
isn't that, I wouldn't actually put it in that.
Yeah,
term.
what I'm asking.
You're not going to say how many shags did you have before me. You would ask them nicely. You would just say how many guys have you slept with before me.
In there, I wanted to ask: is it actually the men are asking how many
Well, it could be the other way
sexual
round, couldn't it? It's not
rides
just
or
about-
whatever?
I see. I don't know how. Martina, shush for a second. I don't know how promiscuous people are in this country. I know they're probably more promiscuous in the UK and America, but in this country, I don't think we're quite as promiscuous. And I do detect an English accent from Maureen there, so I don't know how many the average person is. But I think, as far as I know, the men's average is usually slightly higher. But I don't know who they're sleeping with and if their average is higher, maybe each other. The men's average, I believe, is in and around 13, and women's is around 8.
You're right there now.
So.
I mean, my son, I'm not butting in a lot, but my son, he married when he's 28, and he must have had about 11 girlfriends. And I said to him, look, what are you doing, like, you know? He
Yeah.
said, Mum, I just haven't found the right one.
I'm trying.
What's her son going on with telling Mammy?
Sorry, Martina.
I'm just saying, she said her son
Yeah.
had 11 sexual partners.
Well, no, 11 girlfriends. He didn't say they were all. I'm assuming they were all sexual partners.
But was he coming home telling Mammy? How did she know?
He didn't tell me. It just come out of
How do you know he had
conversation.
11? How do you know he had 11?
Because we discussed it with my son's house.
No, because he had 11 girlfriends and he had them for a period of time, so she's only assuming that they might have slept together.
I'm not saying he has sex with them all, but I know how many girlfriends he had.
How many boyfriends have you had, Martina?
Well, you know what?
How many men have put up with you in their lives?
Do you know what? No, I have to be honest with you now. There has been a lot.
Are you a good
Believe
catch?
it or not now, you might not believe it now, but no, there has been a lot.
Are you a good catch?
I'm a lovely person.
Are you a good catch? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
I
yeah.
mean, you know, it's nice you got-
Maureen, are you a good catch?
I was years ago.
Oh, you're not anymore.
I'm getting on a bit now.
But you don't sound that. You don't sound that old.
No, I wasn't too bad in my youth.
Are you married?
I'm a widow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How
I
long
was
is your
married
husband?
for 40 odd years.
And how long has your husband passed away? When did he pass away?
About 6 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not too long ago either.
So I'm
Was he?
sort of like old, free and single.
Well, he must have been quite young, was he?
No, I met you, didn't I? I'm not that young.
Hello?
You met me.
Yeah, do you remember we was at the voodoo rooms in Cork?
Oh, okay, all right,
And
okay.
you showed me the pictures of your lovely family on your phone.
I did, indeed. I do remember you.
Do you remember now?
I do remember you. I do showing you the pictures
I
of my
only
lovely.
come down to see that. I only come to voodoo rooms to say hello to you.
Okay, well, Maureen, we're back down the voodoo rooms again on the 5th of April.
Mind you, I thought you should have won that, you know.
Yeah, I know. I should have won. I'm the
Jackson.
same. I know. I looked a bit ridiculous dressed as Michael Jackson.
I know.
Sorry, well, hang on. Let me get back to this conversation if I can. Let me go to... Stay there, please, Martina. Michael, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Michael?
How are you? Women are like a box of chocolates. You have to go to the box to find out which one you like.
Fucking, what you call that?
And then when you have it in your... It's a chocolate.
Yeah.
In your mouth?
Yes.
Oh, no.
But Camilla, tell you...
What do you call it?
no.
What's that film? Fucking, what's
Camilla,
that
tell you, Martina, is it?
Martina,
Yes. Hello, bonjour.
I like you, Martina. You're very straight to the point. There's no messing with you. And you're right, Martina. You shouldn't have to tell how many
Not
women
saying
that
you
you go with.
should, but we
So
say
what
You're
do you
dead right.
Hang on, ladies, just for a second. Let Michael finish what he's saying, and then I'll let you respond.
No, I have to agree with Martina. Like if you meet someone, you don't tell them. Unless he asks you about
Your
the past,
sexual history.
Yeah, you don't give it. I mean, okay, maybe if you're married for 40 years and if it's brought up after 40 years.
Yeah,
remember when we were
exactly,
young?
yeah.
Well, that's it. When you're married and you've been through there, and
Oh, you're so right.
You've had loads of box of chocolates. But I mean,
Exactly, you've dipped into every fucking flavour.
yeah, you dipped into every flavour.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
raspberries myself.
Which chocolate are you, Martina? Are you the Turkish Delight or are you the coffee one?
I'm actually
cream.
the caramel one now.
Oh, I like caramel, Martina. What are you doing the weekend?
I'm free.
Jesus, Michael. Michael, do you ever stop flirting with people on the air?
Well, come here, Martina. You have a very sexy voice.
Oh, thank you so
But I
much.
think now, when I was a young man, Martina, can you hear me?
Yeah.
When I was a young man, I was a very handsome man.
I'm sure you were.
A lot of people used to say I used to look like one of the movies, the Hollywood movie stars when I was younger.
Which one?
Which one, lassie?
Which one?
No, but which one?
Not fucking lassie.
Yeah, but which one of the Hollywood movie stars?
Oh, it was I think he's dead and gone now, you know. But
Who?
but which
one?
People
Excuse me, how old are you now, then?
People used to stop and say, God, you look like your man, and I said, that's right.
Who? Which one did you look like?
When the summer came, you want to see the tan I used to get, not over a bottle. This is a real thing.
Which one?
So which what? Movie star?
Yeah.
No, well, you see, that's my secret now. I keep that now.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been Omar Sharif or something. Sorry, you wanted to say something there, Maureen, to Michael?
No, we could all say we look like so-and-so, but we can't remember who it was, can't we?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how old is he then?
Mara, you're a nice person as well.
How old are you,
Don't worry
Michael?
about-
How old are you, Michael?
Well, if I said I was 21, you wouldn't believe me.
I wouldn't believe you, no. So how old
come
are
on,
you?
Michael, how
No.
old are you?
Well,
Roughly,
I'm
tell us
between.
roughly.
Yeah, a policeman wouldn't even ask you that.
Jeez. Do you know, so I've never come across a more evasive bunch of people. He won't tell you what movie star he looked like. He won't even tell you his age.
No one is going.
Martina won't tell us how many people she slept with.
What? No,
But
Mark,
sure, if I told you how many people I slept with, I mean, it'd be all over. I mean, it'd be all over the radio, and so on. People know who I am.
How would they know who you are from how many people you slept with?
Anyway, neither here nor there.
What have you got in your mouth?
Sorry,
What have you got in your mouth?
what have I got in my mouth?
Yeah.
Well, it was a glass of water, but it's gone now.
I thought you were eating something. Okay, so,
No.
yeah, okay, but Michael, so you believe it's an insulting and inappropriate question to ask?
Yeah, as I said, it's like a box of chocolates. You know, you
just
eat
pick
all
one.
the chocolate, and then you pick one, and if you like it, you like it. But I mean, if you like someone, imagine asking someone on the first date. Oh, by
You
the way,
wouldn't ask them on the first date.
Well,
We're on about if it gets serious, don't we, Niall?
That's it, yeah. If it gets
When
serious.
it starts getting serious, it might come up, you know.
Would you not think that some people wouldn't have the neck to ask somebody on the first date? Oh, by the way,
Well, of course
how
you
many?
wouldn't ask on your first date. I thought, no, that is not right.
I know, but people do.
No, you wouldn't. That wouldn't be very gentlemanly.
Well, you do a poll tonight. Hold on, you do a poll.
Hang on, Martina.
Now tonight. You do a poll
I'll do a
on this
poll.
tonight.
Yeah.
And find out now how many would ask on the first night.
No, it'd be a better question to find out how many they slept with.
On the first night?
Yeah, I'll throw it out there just for the next 5 minutes, right? If you're a man, put the letter M at the start of your text. If you're a woman, put the letter F at the start of your text. And just give me the number, okay? So how many people have you slept with in your life, all right? So M or F. I'm trying to remember how many I've been with. I'll think about it now while I'm talking to these people.
No, you have
Yeah,
to
and
do
text your answer to 53544. That's 53544, okay? Put an M or an F at the start of your text and how many people have you slept with. I believe the average is 13 for a man, 8 for a woman.
Yeah, about right, I reckon.
And oddly enough, gay people are more promiscuous. I believe that figure is a lot higher for gay people because the gay community is so small in comparison to the heterosexual community. They tend to sleep with more people to move around to find the right person. I don't know why. That's just the way it works. All right, let me go to Liz, if I can. Stay there, Michael, and stay there, Martina. Sorry, Martina, we were trying to say something that time.
Yeah, I was just saying sex is great, and I don't actually believe that you should wear a little band there saying how many you have on your little band,
Martina,
an armband or an arm wrist or a little card you carry. Sex is brilliant. I mean, you don't
Martina, we have to meet up. Even just for one night stand.
Jesus Christ.
Because I tell you what, I'm getting to like you more and more. Keep talking, Martina. I'm turning off the fucking television. I'm watching a thing about fucking Elvis Presley. He's going off now. I'm going to listen to you instead.
You just want to get it on there, is it?
get it
Well, there's a thing about Elvis Presley on the television here.
Let's get it
And fuck
on.
that. Now I want to listen to Martinis.
Listen, I've got some music for you now. Here, listen. Let's get it on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Barry White.
yeah, big Barry
Get
White.
it
What was his nickname? The Hippopotamus of Love.
Oh, was it? Yeah, the hippo of love, was it?
Yeah, Hippopotamus of Love.
No way.
My name is Barry White.
I know you
Yeah.
used to have a big deep voice, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're my first, my last, my.
I'd rather make love to Simply Red.
Would you? Who make
Oh,
Coppola?
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I
Ah,
love him. Yeah,
Jesus,
he's
no!
gorgeous.
It looks like pubic hair on his head.
No,
Well, tell you what,
seriously, no,
Martina,
seriously. It
if I
just has
wore-
this look. Hmm?
Sorry?
Would you make love to me?
Would say that again, Michael?
If I wore a red suit, would you make love to me?
No. If you wore a red wig, I'd be thinking twice.
Oh, Jesus, I'm going out in the morning getting with Martina.
Okay, hang on for a second. By the way, Maureen, who's your ideal man? Just curious. Is Maureen gone there? Oh, she is, okay. All right, well, poor old Maureen. Okay, a female, I'm just looking at some of the text here. The numbers, I asked you to text in 53544. Put an M and an F at the start of your text and let me know how many people you've slept with in your life. It's totally anonymous, I swear to God, you don't have to put your name in. A male, 3 partners, he's 26 years of age. A female, 20 partners. Oh. A male, 25. A female, 100 partner. I don't believe. Can you get that female on?
OTT. That's OTT.
That's a lie. That somebody hasn't slept with 100 people.
No, that couldn't be.
Well, maybe she has. I don't know. I'm not going to judge her, by the way. Michael could be 101.
Yeah, well.
He could be between them, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't sleep with anybody if I met Martina.
A male says 53,544. He's obviously a member of An Garda Síochána because he's exaggerating the figures just a little bit. By the way, I believe the latest thing now when you're stopped at a checkpoint from the guards is that you ask the guard, is this a real checkpoint or a fake one? Male 25, female 20. Let me see, female 24 partner, 24 partners. Sorry, I'm joking. Male approximately 70 plus, and I'm 48. Sheepers. Yeah, I think I'm quite denied, actually. Oh, somebody says he's the walrus of love, not the hippopotamus. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit denied. I think I've had about 5. No, not even 5. I think 5.
No, you probably had about 15, but you're not saying it over the air because your wife would listen.
No, it's been about 5. 5. I was only 23 when I met her.
Listen, I know, but what about before 23? I mean, people done things before they were 23. 23 was old, actually.
23 wasn't old. 23 is not old.
No, not old now.
I had another long-term girl. Well, I say long-term, 3 or 4 years before her.
Oh, then you were kind of just,
Yeah. So I was taking.
You weren't throwing it around, really.
Yeah, I was only throwing it around for about a year or two.
Yeah.
Throwing it around. Let me go to Liz. Liz, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Liz?
Hi, Niall. I think you're deluded.
Why am I deluded?
What did you say? 8 for a man, 8 for what did you say?
13 for a man, 8 for a woman is the average.
Yeah, I think you're just off the wall. Like, you're old. You're just old. You're gone past the Niall. I'm telling you, you're just not with it today.
What? That's the
people
figures.
People have buddies. No, Niall, it's wrong. I'm telling you, people have buddies and all left, right and centre. I'm telling you, they have like 3 or 4 fellas on the go.
F-buddies.
I'm telling you, buddies all over the place. Fellas have about 5 or 6 girls at a time and all, Niall. I'm telling you.
Fuzzies?
No, buddies, not fuzzies. Martina, do you not have a buddy?
A buddy?
Yeah.
Jesus, I've loads of them, but I didn't realise it was something popular.
No, do you not have one of those type of buddies, Martina?
I actually have loads of those type of buddies, but I didn't realise it was so popular.
It is very popular, yeah, and that's the
really?
thing, Niall, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think Niall is away with the fairies, honest to God.
Michael, do you have any buddies?
Do you have friends with benefits?
He hung up, he's gone.
That's what your buddies are.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Friends with benefits.
Well, I call them friends with benefits.
Yeah, well, they're buddies, the same thing, like.
Yeah. Okay. So, Liz, is it okay to ask the question if you're with a partner?
No, keep that shit to yourself. Take it to the grave. Tell fucking nobody now.
So, if I asked you, you wouldn't tell me the truth.
So I would tell you. I've only 2.
Ah, look.
I know you don't believe me. You see, so what's the point of being honest with you? Do you know what I mean? You can't. So why would you even tell somebody?
2.
I think take that shit to the grave. But you know, I'm telling you, tell nobody. Tell nobody your secrets.
2, Liz. 2.
2. Honest.
Martina, you listen to this.
Yeah.
She's in her 30s.
Yeah.
And you've heard Liz before in the air, she's great crack and all that. And she thinks she's only been with 2 people.
Oh, so because I'm great crack and all that, I've been with loads of people?
What?
Yeah, no, you're very judgmental.
I'm just saying.
But she has
Very
BFF.
judgmental, Niall.
So, and when was the other one?
Before I was married. Well, tell you after the fact now, Niall.
Hardly. It was, you're hardly going to admit it anyway. So, okay, so...
She must have a few buddies, as what they're called now, or whatever.
I'm married.
And that doesn't mean you can't have a few buddies.
Oh, no, you can't. No, not these kind of buddies.
Why?
No, Anna, Martina, you're fucking stretching it now a little bit. Come on.
Pardon the pun.
Why not go and ask me husband?
Yeah, ask him. I wonder, like, is it okay to have a buddy after you get married?
Yeah, I know what you're telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best thing to do is have one after you're married because you're so fed up looking at the other fucking thing at home all day, every day, and just go out and have a buddy.
Martina, you were married, weren't you, I think?
No, never married.
You never got married?
Don't do it, Martina. Don't ever even think about it.
No, I live in sin.
Why is it married people say don't do it?
Don't. I'm telling you, don't do it, Martina. Honest to God, I'm going to tell John else in your life.
Why do married people say that?
I just live in sin because
I don't regret for a minute being married.
You just wait and you go home now to Mrs. Boylan. You just have sex with some partners with the same partner gets bored. Mrs. Boylan.
I don't regret it for a minute. Of course, there's things you regret in life. There's certain little bits and pieces that go on in your life that you regret. But I don't regret being married to her.
Actually, you're right. I am married. So I just...
I'm Martina, you're mad in the head.
I pretend I'm not.
I just tried to pretend I'm fucking not.
Did he look out the door edge there going, you shut your mouth?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm staring in the window with a fucking axe.
Brilliant.
So Liz, if you said to your partner, your husband at the moment, when you met him first, just before you kind of did the deed, you know, the night before or whatever, you know, you're kind of getting to that point where you knew the deed was going to happen soon. I'm assuming you didn't do it on the first night, like.
You're assuming an awful lot these days.
What?
You've no idea what I'd be doing and what I don't be doing. You just assume everything.
All right, so...
Assuming I'd more than two partners, assuming I didn't do it on the first night I met my husband.
Okay, but I'm just saying, would you have asked your husband how many he'd been with before you?
I did ask him, yeah.
And what did he say?
And he told me.
Oh, did he tell you how many?
He did tell me, like he told me about 14 or something like that. But I did want to know, because if they're dipping into you and that's been dipping into other people, they need to kind of know that kind of business. You already know how you are, do you know what I mean? You don't know what they're up to.
But what difference does it make? If he said 14 or 40, what difference?
I hear, put on the Smiths, what difference?
Niall, it does make a difference now, do you know what I mean?
What difference does it make?
It does make a difference, Niall. If I found out that I was dipping into loads of women, now that'd bother me.
Did you hear that, Martina? If she found out he was with loads of women, it'd bother her. Liz said, if she found out that he'd been with, 40 people before her, it would bother her.
What is she talking about? The night before the wedding, he talked about that?
Whatever. If she was going out with him, when she was going out with him first, if he had said, he told her he was with 14 women before her, right? Slept with 14 women. But if he had said 40, she would have been a bit pissed off about it.
Well, I'd make myself much better than them 40 women. I'd make myself much better than those 40 women. He'd never want to look at 40 women again.
After being with you?
Absolutely.
But that's it, Niall. You see, I think the thing is, you just need to, look, a man would never ask you that anyway after sleeping with him, right? Because he would know if you're experienced or not. Do you know what I mean? And once you can tickle him, right, he's all right with that. He's happy. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't give a shit how many men you're being with. As long as you're tickling him the way he wants to be tickled, he's happy.
That's it, yeah. That's true. And I suppose the best sex is always the one you're having sex with.
That's what I'm telling you.
We're on the Smith. Oh, what difference does it make?
Martina, just somebody's little texting in, says, is there any chance we could all get a drink of whatever Martina's having?
Sure, yeah. Water.
She is all right sipping on water now. That's vodka.
I think she's sipping on something all right there.
I tell you, she is.
Okay, I'm looking at some of the averages coming in here. Male, 4 people. Male, none. And I'm 41.
He's Mammy is there. Mammy is there.
We've already tried to get him on. He won't come on. 41-year-old.
Because Mammy fucking blocked the phones.
41-year-old virgin.
Oh my God! I tell you, I'd take him. I swear to God, he wouldn't be a virgin for long.
Would you?
I'd fucking whip it.
Martina, would you do that for him?
Absolutely, no problem. Give me the address.
Right, and you're on your way.
Make sure Mammy is out because he'd be like Psycho.
She's not right in the head. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, she's on something. Okay, so, so you remember the first one, obviously, Liz, yeah? Yeah. And
Jesus, dear, I don't.
Can I ask you, was the second one better?
I'd like to think I don't remember the second one. Like, it's 2 feet away from me.
In case he's listening, you better say yeah.
2 feet away from me. Really, perfect.
I think I got a bit.
Is he hang on, Martin. Is he sitting near you?
Yeah.
Can we say hello to him? We've never got to say hello to him.
Hello.
We've never got to say hello to him.
Say hello.
To Mr. Liz.
Hello. No, we're sending me shaking his head and all brown at me and everything.
Go on, put him on just for a second.
No, we won't. He doesn't want my head even on the
because we want him now. He'll tell us exactly what you're like.
No, and yeah, well, that's the reason I'm not on the phone.
All right, well, keep texting 53544. I'm going to have to take a break. Stay there, both you ladies, please, if you can. Alex, I'll be with you straight after the break. Some of the text sounds like the Wonka bar question. Where's that gone? How many did you have or before the golden ticket? Another person says, I have slept with over 200, but I only have sex with 5 of them, says Brennan. So what, Brennan? Well, you're telling me you slept with 195 women, but didn't have sex with them. I'm trying to think, do I actually sleep with any woman that never have sex with her? No. Apart from my wife. Obviously, I've slept with her on a regular basis without having sex with her. But then again, you know, these things happen. Sometimes they're not in the mood. Keep texting 53544. That's 53544. 10 says somebody. 3 girlfriends, all exes now. 1 sex buddy, 6 weeks, and 6 one-night stands. There's no such thing. I'll be honest with you, girls, and I'm going to come back to this point in a few minutes, by the way, Liz. I don't believe there's any such thing as a sex buddy. I don't believe there is, because I think eventually you will become attached to the person. I think it's nonsense to suggest that you can actually have a person that you go to have sex and really have nothing more to do with them. And nobody ever talks about it afterwards and just do it whenever you feel like it. Doesn't work, because there has with intimacy at some point feelings have to come into it.
Is your blood boiling yet? Call Niall now. 1850 410 494. The Niall Boylan Show.
Classic Hits 4FM.
Just 4 laughs on Classic Hits 4FM.
It's Gareth O'Callaghan here. We have 4 celebrity laughs mixed together, and it's up to you to identify them. Give it a try.
Play it weekdays at 7:40 with PJ and McCabe in the morning, and 4:40 with Gareth O'Callaghan in the afternoon for your chance to win big, big money. And listen out for rollover double money Mondays and weekends for even bigger cash prizes. Just 4 laughs with Julie Kilmartin's Educational Services in Ennis and Limerick. Clever bunnies are going to Julie's this Easter on Classic Hits 4FM.
I want to take better care of my body, and that means lowering my cholesterol. That's why I use Xericol, a 100% natural product that's dairy, gluten and sugar-free. Xericol contains natural plant sterols, which are scientifically proven to reduce cholesterol. I take just 2 tablets daily and get on with my healthy lifestyle with no side effects. Xericol, the natural way to lower cholesterol. Xericol's available in health food stores and pharmacies nationwide. Check it out on Facebook or log on to xericol.ie.
Hello, Stephen Healy here, General Manager of Sinnet Skoda Wicklow Town, and I would like to introduce you to the Skoda sales team.
Hello, Jan Haluchan here. I'm the Skoda Business Manager.
Hi, my name is Mark Darcy and I am the Skoda Sales Manager.
And my name is Claire, and we would like to invite you to our newly refurbished Wi-Fi showroom where the Skoda models are on view and the tea and coffee is always available.
Sinnet Skoda Wicklow Town, just 20 minutes south of the M50, 20 minutes north of Gorey. See sinnetskoda.ie.
This April in Home Store and More. All Rattan garden furniture is half price, and all gazebos are half price. That's right, half price. But better hurry, because when all the half-price Rattan garden furniture is gone, it's gone. And as for all the half-price gazebos, when all the half-price gazebos are gone, they're gone too. All offers available online at homestoreandmore.ie, as well as in-store at Home Store and More. Home Store and More is now open in Turner's Cross Retail Park in Cork. Home Store and More. Believe us when we say, more savings every day.
ACCA students, you can enroll now for your ACCA at City Colleges. Did you know all our classes in Dublin City Centre are also streamed live online throughout the country? And they're also recorded, so you can quickly catch up at your convenience. Register now at citycolleges.ie. City Colleges. Professional education.
Warning. Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
4FM. All right, stay there, Martina and Liz. Oh, by the way, Liz, just that question, and Martina, just stay there for a second. That question I asked you before the break. This F-buddy thing, right? How can you have an F-buddy and not be attached to them?
Niall, it's not you're not attracted. Because how can you have a what? I said nobody wants any strings attached. Do you know what I mean?
But it doesn't make any difference. Once you've done the new with somebody for a while, there has to be some sort of connection with them.
Yeah, then you switch it around. That's why you have a few and only one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you see.
Okay, well, let me stay there for a second. Let me go. Who had to go to Alan or Alex first? Who was first? Okay, sorry, yeah, I have to go to Alan first. Sorry, Alex, switch in a second. Alan, you're on Classic Hits. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, Niall.
Alan, you know, how many partners have you had?
A lot.
A lot.
Male partners.
Sorry?
Male partners.
Male partners.
Yeah, it would have been in the hundreds.
You're having a laugh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call them partners in relationship with them.
Sexual partners.
Sexual partners in the sauna that I used to go into.
In the sauna you used to go into?
It's the gay songs that are in town, yeah.
Yeah, well, don't tell us where it is now.
I won't, I'm bad.
Not down Georgia Street and off Temple Bar.
So, you've been with over 100 different men?
Loads more than that. I can't put an estimate over a 6-year period. I'd say it would have been loads more than that.
Jeez, you must have something going for you.
Well, I was really hyperactive on bipolar.
You must be a good-looking bloke.
I was, but that's just, men are dogs, you know. Men are dogs. They go up in a low-flying crows are horny.
Yeah, by the way, you know, I mean, as a gay man, right?
Yeah.
Why is it that the statistics show that gay men generally have more partners on average than heterosexual?
Oh, well, that's understandable. Gay men have less morals.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? I don't think so. I think we all have
That's
less
his opinion.
Well,
there's no such thing as a straight sauna for.
No, is it? No, here's my theory on it.
Well,
right?
I think I'll open one.
Okay, here's my theory. Here's my theory on why gay men have more partners. Now, my theory could be completely wrong. Men are more sexual generally than women, right? We all agree.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Okay, so now when you've got a situation where there's two men, you can double the damage, so to speak.
But no, you see,
What do you mean? You can double ride?
Yeah.
No, I was never into that anyway.
No, I'm just saying you can double the amount of times you're going to have sex or want to have sex because you've two men rather than having a man and a woman.
Are you mad? Are you for real? Listen, come here. You fucking show me a premises and I'll open up one of those for you.
A sauna?
I'll open up a fucking very quick sauna that we can all just jump in, jump out.
Okay, but can I ask you, Alan, if you met somebody, another guy, or are you with guys or girls at the moment? What's your plan?
Neither.
You're with neither, okay. So, but what's
I'm settled down now.
So what's your preference at the
With
moment?
a man, is he settled down with a man?
It's still man, yeah.
Okay, so your partner says, yeah, how many have you slept with? Would you tell him the truth?
Yeah.
And his partner probably slept at the same.
Can I ask that man something?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Now, is it always being men?
Yeah.
Always.
Majority, 99% men.
Yeah, but you told me you were bisexual.
Now,
Yeah, but
hold on,
that's just a technical term, but no, you know.
Yeah, but now, come here, Niall, I need to ask this man something now. So when you're with a woman, do you tell her that you've been with men?
I don't be with women.
No, you said you were before now.
That was going back 25 years ago.
Yeah, but going back 20-something years ago, did you tell
I
this
wasn't
woman that
with men then. I wasn't with men.
He hadn't been with men.
Yeah,
I was
you
born
see,
again
this is the
Christian then.
problem.
Okay, see, and I think she's asked a really important question. So if you're bisexual, is it important to tell a girl you meet you're bisexual that you've been with men before her?
You're doing dangerous sex is important to tell her.
This is down the road. Over the meal. Start telling them something.
What do you say,
Not
Martina?
straight away.
What do you
I'm
say?
just saying, God's sake, not straight away. Look, you don't get into that sort of just say, listen, come here. When you're so happy.
Hang on, Martina, hang on. Liz is trying to say something there
No,
as well.
Niall, hold on there for... Whoa, hold up now. This is the problem, right?
Okay.
This is why I'd be
Okay.
trading me fucking shite to go out there tomorrow now and start messing around with that. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of swinging both ways going on these days now, Niall, right? And if I know that... I want to know a fella's that's been dipping into another fella's price coming in me. I'm telling you, Niall, you just need to know these things. And a lot of them are just so out there. They don't tell you, Niall. They think it's just all fucking right. And it's not.
No. Well, Niall.
Yeah.
I would never put anyone in danger, male or female. I never practice dangerous sex.
What's dangerous sex?
Like anal sex, I never practiced that.
And if you're gay, I mean, and you're sexually active, how is that working out for you?
No, but I used to do the Monica Lewinsky act. That was all my issue.
The Monica Lewinsky?
Jay.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
And that's what I
think. The problem is, it's not about safe sex or no safe sex, right? The problem is, as a woman, I would want to know.
Liz, you don't have to worry about. You're safe. You wouldn't go out with another man or a woman. You're safe. So,
how do you know I'm safe? I could be on ready to leg it out here. You just don't know.
No, well...
Hello, bonjour, hello.
No.
Over.
Martina,
over.
what is wrong with you?
I don't know, because I feel I'm being lost. I can't even hear people. I can hear only little sounds. Anyway... Am I still here? Yeah,
you are.
Sure.
Okay, well, stay there. Well, hang on, Alan, for a second. Alex, you're on Classic Hits. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi, Niall. How are you?
Good. Alex, I mean, is it okay to ask a potential partner how many people they've been with?
Wasn't that many, about 6 maybe.
Yeah. You've been with 6, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, and is it okay to ask, your future wife or your girlfriend or whatever, is it okay to ask them?
I never bothered to ask her, actually.
Did you not?
I don't know what he's even saying.
I need because you're not can't
Stop your vodka, Martina. Stop sipping on the vodka.
Yeah, stop sipping on the vodka, Martina. So, Alex, is it an inappropriate question?
No, I mean, I never bother, like, really, you know, so, I mean, I don't really care.
And how old are you, Alex?
I'm about 38.
And you've been with...
That's only, he's gone good, like 8 only, 6.
Are you married?
I am, yes.
How long
Twice,
are you
actually.
Twice, okay. How long are you married?
3 years.
Okay, so 2 of them have been wives, obviously.
There's a question Ollie can put out there now.
Yeah.
Would men have more respect for a woman who has less sexual partners than they had more sexual partners?
I would say less, absolutely.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I would say the majority of men would like to think that their girlfriend hasn't been with another guy before them.
It's totally mad. It's totally nuts.
I know,
There's some people
That's
who
just
love
men.
sex and they actually enjoy sex as they would a cigarette. But that doesn't make them a bad person.
That's a cigarette. So like 20 a day?
Yeah, absolutely, or more. You're a fucking very strong chain
Alex,
smoker.
let me ask Alex a question. Alex, if you were with a girl... Oh, excuse me, pardon me, I just got a cough there. If you were a girl and you asked her how many people she'd been with and she said 100, right, would that scare you away?
No.
It wouldn't bother...
I think that'd be great because he obviously has great...
I'm not
going
to ask, like, you know, girlfriend or whatever, like, you know, how many partners she has in the future or in the past, like, you know. I mean, who cares?
No, I just received a text there telling me to get off the phone, you fucking liar.
Man, who's that
from?
from? Who's that from, an ex or something that you were with or something?
Get off the phone, I'm going to ring in and rat me, you liar.
And how many has your friend been with?
She's been with loads. Tanya, loads. She's in the tens of thousands. And Tanya, I don't have to try and
I bet your friend is happy. She's a happy camper in the tent of life.
I don't know about that now, to be honest with you. All right,
I mean, listen, come here. If you're going around and you're enjoying sex and you're a happy camper in the tent of life, I don't know what's wrong.
No, but come here, Martina, right? Bring it down a notch now, for like in real terms. You know, I have friends that have buddies and all that.
I can't hear you. I can't even hear.
It's you, Martina.
It's your ears, Martina.
No, it's not me because they have us far away. I can't hear you.
If I put on my phone, that'd be my bloody mouth.
They have us far away. Do you know what you remind me of, Martina? When we got our first phone, our house phone, right?
Yeah.
My father used to ring my uncle. Listen to me, I'm telling you a story. My father used to ring my uncle.
Okay, shut up and listen to Niall's real story. Okay, go ahead.
She's twisted.
No, I don't even want to tell it now. But he used to ring my uncle in America when we got the phone. It was in 1979. We got this phone, so he used to ring my uncle in America, and he felt because he was in America he had to shout. And he did. He used to ring him, and my uncle would answer the phone in New York, and my father would go, "Hello, Arthur, how are you?"
I think we all had one of those relatives there.
Yeah, and they always ask the same questions all the time. What's the weather like over there, Arthur? What time is it over there, Arthur?
What time is it over there? Yeah.
Niall, come here. Before I go, let me know about this voodoo night. I need to go in because my fans are asking me when I'm going to show up to this.
Well, no, the voodoo is in Cork.
Is that?
Yeah, the next the Dublin dumber one. The Dublin.
Yeah, dumber. Yeah.
The next Dublin party is not till... when is it? Helena's going to look at it, but I think it's summer, yeah, because Dublin is after Cork, yeah. So I think it's the summertime, somewhere, June, I think. June.
Oh, that's an awful long way.
July, actually, no, tell you what, it's July the 8th or the 9th, as far as I know. And I have a bit of bad news for you.
What?
I won't be there.
Will you not?
No.
But the one in Cork, you will be.
I will be. I won't.
And when is that? April what?
Oh, what? Sorry, September's the Dublin one. Okay, I will be at the Dublin. I will be at the Dublin one. I will be at the Dublin one. It's in September, yeah.
When is the one in Cork, Niall?
The 7th or the 8th, 5th of April. What is it? 5th of April.
Oh, that's just around the corner. That's only 2 days away, isn't it?
No, 5th of May. 5th of May, sorry, May. It's next month.
May, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You can get your tongue ready.
My old tongue ready? Which one?
Why don't you go to Cork for the weekend, Liz?
I might do, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you one thing now, you want to watch yourself?
Yeah, go to Cork for the weekend and have a nice weekend with your husband.
But I won't be bringing him now, not those.
Now, there you go. So there you go.
There you go.
The alert.
Yeah.
I think alert.
Stalker alert.
There's something wrong with you.
Sneaker alert.
All right, listen, thanks very much indeed, ladies. All right, thanks, Martina. Thanks, Liz. Okay, loads of texts coming in at 53544. Some men are just preoccupied by an intact hymen. It never bothered me, says Jude. Yeah, there is a thing out there that a lot of guys wish that their girlfriend or wife hadn't been with many men before them. I don't know whether it's a pride thing or a macho thing. I haven't a clue what it is. It's a bit unfair on women, to be honest with you, but however. Now, I want to move on. And I want to talk about this Michaela McCollum Connolly girl. And I'm sure you all know who she is. I want to ask you, do you believe she should be left alone? Now, the reason I'm asking you is because she is constantly in the newspapers lately with rumours about her, kind of running rife, so to speak. Today she was in the newspaper as she was back in Ibiza again, where she first agreed to smuggle 1.5 million worth of cocaine, as you well know, went to jail for it. She appeared to be doing a photo shoot and seemed to have no cares in the world whatsoever. Now, Michaela was accompanied by a stylist, a makeup artist, a photographer yesterday, but she did not expect to be caught on camera by an onlooker. Rumours are circulating that the County Tyrone drug mule may have secured a new TV deal, with speculation that she could also be set to appear on Celebrity Big Brother. Michaela was, of course, locked up in Peru prison for trying to smuggle cocaine with the Scottish girl Melissa Reid. She was given 6 years and 8 months in prison, but only served half of that and then came home to Ireland. When she arrived in Ireland, she told reporters at Dublin Airport that it was a moment of madness with the drugs and she deserved a second chance. And I want to know, does she? We all remember her interview when she came out of prison, and a lot of people were quite angry. They said her interview was glamorising the fact that she was caught trying to smuggle cocaine. She was all dolled up and all the rest of it. Now, if the rumours are true about her TV show, it's sure to infuriate people. Today I want to know what you think of the coverage Michaela is getting in the media. She's constantly in the newspapers, half dressed. I have to say, an attractive lady. Some people will say the girl was young, made a mistake, done her time, and she shouldn't be penalised any further. However, others will say she can't be allowed to be turned into some sort of celebrity, basically on the back of crime. So what do you think? Does she deserve a second chance, or does crime really pay? If we're to take it that she does deserve this chance of being a celebrity because of what she's done, we're essentially saying that crime pays. I mean, okay, she did 3 years in jail, or whatever it was in jail, but should she be a celebrity because of it? I've never heard of people being celebrities just because they've been in jail, but she is. She's a drug mule. She was in jail in Peru. And now people seem to want her on TV. They like to see her. I'm asking, does she deserve a second chance? Or should she be left alone? So the question is, and I want you to, during the break, get involved, okay? Should Michaela be left alone to basically become a celebrity off the back of selling drugs? Should she be just left alone and given a second chance? Yes, you believe she deserves the second chance, leave her alone. Or no, she's a drug-dealing mule and doesn't deserve any second chances. Text 53544. Let me know what you think.
Have you got an opinion? What's on your mind? Call 1850-410-494. Niall Boylan. Real Talk Radio.
Classic Hits 4FM.
Do you want to hear two men discussing history, politics, world affairs and general intellectual conversation?
With insight, clarity, education.
Well, if you do, stay away from our after-show show. Two blithering gibbons spouting nonsense on the daily.
Now you're talking, buddy. Check it out for yourself on classichits.ie.
PJ Gallagher and Jim McCabe in the morning on classichits.ie.
There are many reasons to choose Styra, like being the leading name in attic stairs, like the fact they're Irish made and have been for over 30 years, like they're the safest, most reliable option for attic access and increased storage space. But right now, there's another reason to choose Styra attic stairs. €50 off and a free grab rail with every purchase. Find us on Facebook, visit styra.com or call Styra on 1850 639 639.
City Colleges is now enrolling for its range of exciting 10-week diploma programs in criminology, cognitive behavioural therapy, family history, ABA autism, psychology, digital marketing and Garda studies. Our exceptional lecturers and world-class online resources will ensure you have an enjoyable and enlightening educational experience. Programs are delivered on one evening per week from Dublin City Centre and online throughout the country. Log on to citycolleges.ie to register. City Colleges, professional education.
This Easter Sunday, Allowee Cave's massive 3,000 Cadbury cream egg hunt is back. We've hidden 3,000 Cadbury cream eggs and we want you to come find them. It's the greatest value family fun day this Easter. Starts at 1 p.m. this Easter Sunday at Allowee Cave, Ballyvaughan, County Clare. Tickets available on the day or on our website alloweecave.ie.
Contour your body with Cool Sculpt at River Medical.
Cool Sculpt is the original fat freezing treatment, proven to reduce fat by up to 40% after just one single treatment. The tummy, back, thighs and even under the chin can all be targeted. Restore your body's confidence with Cool Sculpt at River Medical. To book a free consultation, phone River Medical on 01 662 9106 or visit rivermedical.ie.
Hi, I'm Barbara and this is Crack Agus Ceol on Classic Hits 4FM. An hinú ládeag Ibran sa bblion 2002 a lású cuinle son na 69 duine aborted on Titanic an chéad agus tain voyage a rinne sé nuair a Dog Cove nó Queenstown mar bhí ag an am an hinú ládeag Ibran 19 Is trílán na dhé sin is sincal an Titanic agus cailú 1530 duine, ba éireann go leorachú sin wair 732 duine. An cuig go lás fichiad Ibran 1967 a rinne Elvis Presley tafid ceolchodim in Michigan. Trí cín na hórán sin bhí siad ar ball an album Moody Blue a bhí eisithe tar éis sem was.
My heart's at your command, dear, to keep love and to hold.
Is a me Ibran an liú lá 1960 the dog Paul McCartney, the Beatles.
This story was just issued tonight, and the article published in the early editions of the Friday morning newspaper said that McCartney would announce his decision in a no-holds-barred statement tomorrow. I have no future plans to record or appear with the Beatles again or to write any more music with John Lennon, the Mirror quoted McCartney's statement.
Sinead Crack Agus Ceol Classic Hits 4FM.
Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
4FM. All right, keep texting 53544. We're talking about Michaela McCollum Connolly, not Melissa Reid. Somebody says, no, Melissa Reid is as bad. She's not, actually. Melissa Reid hasn't even been in the papers. I think she was in the paper once the day she was released. She wanted a bit of privacy, and she's got that because she's not going around, showing herself off. Michaela McCollum Connolly, on the other hand, seems to be making a bit of a name for herself as a celebrity. Every second day, we see a picture of her somewhere on a beach in a bikini looking great. And, she's been offered stuff on TV, and rumours are now circulating that she's about to sign a new TV deal with speculation that she could also appear on Celebrity Big Brother. Now, the rumours are in relation to the TV deal. It's supposed to be hosting a television show with somebody else. And a lot of people are saying, hold on for a second here. She's only famous because she's no more attractive than many other women. She's only famous because she's a drug mule. She smuggled drugs and went to jail in Peru. That's the only reason she's anyway famous at all. And is that acceptable that we're turning somebody who's a criminal basically into a celebrity? What sort of example are we leading for young people if that's the case? So should we leave her alone? Has she served her time? She said you should be. She said, basically, I deserve a second chance. When she arrived in Ireland, she told reporters at the airport it was a moment of madness with drugs and she deserves a second chance. Does she? 1.5 million worth of cocaine. That wouldn't have given the parents of those children who snorted that cocaine a second chance. Keep texting 53544, okay? Does she deserve a second chance? John, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, John?
How you doing, Niall? Good evening to you.
What do you want to say?
Niall, look, what kind of a world are we living in where shitbags, end up making millions, potentially, from being shitbags, right? Which is exactly what these two girls are. Shitbags. The scum of humanity. The excrement of society, right? Now...
Well, in fairness to Melissa Reid, she stayed quite quiet since she's got out. She hasn't been in the papers. She said she wanted a private life and she's accepted she's wrong. We haven't really seen much of her at all.
Niall, be that as it may, all right, now let's go back for a brief second. How old were these girls when they were caught?
19, weren't they? Mm-hmm.
Right. 19.
They're 23 now and 24, aren't they?
Right, well, forget about now. They were 19 when they were caught, right? Now, when you and I were 19, Niall, right, we weren't angels either, but Mother Jesus, a 19-year-old of today would have bought and sold both of us 20 times over,
Well, we certainly weren't smuggling drugs.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to get at, Niall, is no, we weren't. You quite rightly say that we weren't. But the point I'm trying to get at, Niall, is that these girls knew exactly what they were doing. They saw, sterling signs or euro signs or money signs in their eyes. They saw an opportunity to make fast cash, and they were caught. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a world are we living in where somebody who is, to all intents and purposes, both of them respectively, but for the purpose of this conversation, let's talk about Michaela, right? What kind of a world are we living in where somebody, who is, to all intents and purposes, a shitbag,
a criminal, right? Anyway, yes, yeah,
make, stand to make, she's how many deals, according to what you read out?
Well, the TV deal, the speculation about Celebrity Big Brother. I believe there's also a book on the way.
Do you know what I mean? You put all that together, Niall, and you've got an awful lot of money potentially coming her way.
I know. For example, in some cases, like the Louise Woodward case, the nanny who killed the baby that time, she was, after she was released, she was told by the judge that she wasn't allowed to make any money from her crime. In other words, she wasn't allowed to release a book.
When she was a murderer.
Yeah, but but what the point I'm making is she served her time, etc., etc., but she wasn't allowed to make any money off it. She was instructed by the judge that when she's released, she was not to release a book or go on television for interviews.
Quite rightly so, but apparently this piece of crud, once she served her time and gotten out now, can, legally stand to make as much money as she can possibly make.
Okay, well, stay there for a second because I want to go to Tom. Tom, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Tom?
Niall, how are you?
You believe she's paid her debt and they leave her alone?
No, look, there's no doubt in saying that she's a scumbag. I'll agree with him on that. But, look, shit floats, okay? We knew this was going to happen. One of them was going to come up to the thing. The problem is that people are so fucking stupid that they're buying into it. They're actually feeding this fucking frenzy. People are feeding it. So in fairness, look, I don't know the girl. I really don't give a shit, basically. I think there's more important things to be gone on about. But look, at the end of the day, she was convicted. She's done her time. If she wants to ride out in it, let her off. That tells you about the character of the person. Who are we to fucking judge? Do you know what I mean?
But should she? I mean, should media outlets and Channel 4 or Channel 5, whoever it is, does Big Brother now, and whoever is trying to sign her up for the deal, should they be told by the judicial, listen, you're not to be making this person out to be some sort of celebrity?
The judicial, it was outside. It was in another. Jurisdiction.
Absolutely, but they could still. you can still have some sort of restrictions on what she does. I imagine you can. I don't know exactly how that would work or who could actually instruct them to do that. But is it right? Is it even morally right that Channel 5 and whoever else are offering her deals?
Mike, when it comes to TV stations and radio stations, as you know, morals are very low in the thing. It's all about profits.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It is, and look, it's like anything. Sex sells, Page 3 on the Sun, all those. That all sells, and that's part of it. It's a fucking frenzy that we've all bought into. So, in some ways, it's
but not necessarily. There are some morals. For example, if RTE offered Larry Murphy a job, right, to do an interview show for 3 weeks, I guarantee you the ratings. Well, hang on, let me finish. I guarantee you the ratings would go through the ceiling, right? But it doesn't mean it's right.
I'm not saying it's right, but that's just the world we're living in today.
That low.
Sorry, John?
I don't think they'd stoop that low, mind you.
No, I don't think they would stoop that low, but I'm just saying the ratings would go through the ceiling.
Niall, if they've hired, Ray Darcy, they'll do fucking anything, let's be honest about it.
But I mean, for example, that suggestion there recently that RTE were going to give John Gilligan an interview on the Late Late Show. Now, I don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but there was a suggestion that they offered him an interview. A lot of people would feel the same way about that, Tom, as well, that they were basically glamorising drug dealing.
Yeah, and I would hold the same contempt for anything like that, but let's look at it realistically. Look at the world we're living in today. It's instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Look, you just knew when she was going to come out, she was going to milk the living Jesus out of it.
Niall, I think that they...
Go ahead, John.
Niall, I think, with the greatest respect to you, I mean, 20 years is a long time in media terms, right?
Yeah.
And anybody is open to correct me on this, but I think if they were to, give John Gilligan a deal for him to appear on the Late Late Show, if there's anybody else who watches that, I'd be very cautious to say that I don't think John Gilligan in 2007 on TV would be nearly as big a hot potato as he would have been back in 97.
I genuinely believe he would be, John. Okay, well, stay there for a second, Tom, please, if you can. I want to go to Sean as well. Sean, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Sean?
Hi, how's it going now?
Good, Sean. I mean, do you believe Michaela McCollum Connolly should get the second chance, basically?
Well, I mean, it's not up to her to get the second chance. I'm just nauseated that she's being made a celebrity for nothing else than
drug dealing.
I mean, I'm thinking here. I'm like trying to think of other people who became famous at drug dealing. The only one
let's be clear about it and clarify. It's drug muling and smoggling.
Sorry, drug mules. Well, the only one I can think of is Billy Hayes. The Midnight Express film.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, yeah.
But at least in that story, he breaks out of a Turkish prison and escapes. So at least there's, that. What the hell is this? She serves half of her term and is released. The story of the century.
Yeah, well, she got away lightly on the sentence in the first place.
Yeah, but that's the system. Why is this compelling on any level at all, other than the fact that she's an attractive woman? But there's millions of attractive women. What? I don't get it.
I mean, when you say attractive, she's average. She's got a nice body. She's average.
Controversy sells.
I tend to think most women are attractive. The unattractive ones are in the minority. In my opinion, I realize it's not a whatever.
Well, I mean, Tom makes the point that, what do you say, Tom? Sex sells.
Well, essentially, if you want to break it down, people like controversy. The likes of Channel 5, Channel 4 that run these programs, they want to put people in there that are controversial.
It's not just sex sells. We can go to Geordie Shore for that. It's sex.
No, but I'm using that and I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's the mixture in this case.
Crime pays. It kind of says crime pays, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we're buying into it. People will come on this radio tonight. Oh, if she was on television, I won't watch her. Bullshit. The majority will.
That's the thing, Sean. They will watch it.
They will watch it.
Unless they'll watch the first episode or whatever it is, unless it's trash, and then they won't watch it again.
I don't watch, Survivor or Big Brother or any of Geordie Shore, any of these fucking retarded shows.
Unfortunately, you're in a minority there. I don't watch it myself. I think the trivial shit, but people do. I know.
The thing about it is, we're basically intrigued by these things, Sean. And I mentioned the Late Late Show again because John Gilligan. This argument that John Gilligan was, approached by the Late Late Show, which he was. He was sent a letter by the Late Late Show by a researcher asking would he be interested in coming on for an interview. Do you know? I think it would be intriguing, and I know it's disrespectful to the family, particularly Veronica Guerin's family. They said it would be disrespectful, but it does get the ratings. And I can tell you now, they probably would never get a bigger audience.
Well, it's not just the crime aspect, though. You mentioned Gilligan.
Yeah.
At least he's a crime boss, a murderer. At least there's something there.
Well, let's be clarified. He's not a murderer. He was put in jail for smuggling drugs. Okay.
Well,
that's what he was charged with, and that's what he was put in jail for. Okay.
Can I ask you? Okay. All right, fine. You might get. Fine. You can believe me on that.
Okay.
A bad dude, a seriously bad dude. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. Well, of course he's a bad dude. He spent 20 years in jail.
Right.
Not a nice character, obviously.
No.
Okay, but the point is, should he be interviewed on the Late Late Show? Should Michaela McCollum Connolly have her own TV show? Tom believes yes, because these people have done their time, and once you've done your time, served your sentence, you're entitled to live your life as you did before you committed the crime.
Taking my view out of context now.
Yeah, but see, and I would agree with you in some sense in what you're saying, Tom. You are entitled to live your life as a free, innocent person again because you've got your innocence back intact, right? But the point is, she's making a living from what she did. It's not like she's starting afresh, because if she never committed this crime, she'd never be on television.
No, just to clarify, what I said was people will make her famous if they buy into it. I didn't say that
but should we allow it? I mean, see, the thing about it is, they can, people can step in. People above, I don't know who, the television bosses, the people above can say, well, hold on for a second, the newspaper editors, no, let's take a moral stand on this. She's not going to do it. We're not going to let her.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
No. Rupert Murdoch, well, nothing will stop him.
No.
Sorry, Tom.
It's all about ratings. It has nothing to do with morals or anything like that. It's how many ads they can get on, how many sponsors they can.
It is sometimes, because I'll be honest with you, we've had opportunities on this show to have certain things on. I won't go into it in too much detail, right? We've had some opportunities, and we've said, right, we get great ratings out of that, but we could get into a load of trouble over it, so it's not worth it.
You see, Niall, that's the difference. You've got some morals.
I don't have a lot, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is there's certain things that you don't go down those roads. But in case when it comes to TVs, especially some of the UK channels, they just don't care. It's all about getting the ratings in it, and you know that yourself.
Niall, you mentioned having people in. I recall, was it a year or two ago? You had Steve in. Our own friend,
Oh yeah, that's right,
Scumbag Steve.
Yeah,
I'm sure you got a lot more radios that night listening than usual. But
yeah, absolutely. But you know what? You know what our biggest, and here's the irony of it, right? Our biggest rating shows are when we have the most outrageous people. For example, we interviewed a paedophile. That was a big one. We interviewed a guy who had sex with his dog. That was a big one. Yeah, I mean, those kind of shows, although they're vile and they're disgusting, and I find them intriguing as well, some people find it really intriguing radio.
I listen to that show. I listen to both.
Yeah.
But those are interesting. I get my fundamental.
Yeah, but like people buy into this stuff. That's the unfortunate thing about it. If there wasn't a market for it, do you know what I mean? If there wasn't I won't say a loss for it. If there wasn't a market for it, it wouldn't be an issue. So clearly there is a market.
I know. I just don't get it in her case. I'm a true crime buff myself. I just stayed up till wee hours of the morning last night reading about the DeFeo murders in New York, which is the Amityville house and all that. And those things interest me. I'm certainly not saying crime isn't interesting. Of course it's interesting.
I find the Amityville murders, by the way, very interesting as well.
Yeah, definitely. We can go on. You should have a show on that. But anyway, but in her particular case, it's what? She got caught in an airport and served 3 years.
I don't get it myself. This is what I don't see what the issue is like. It's not even. That's just so fucking like, fish and chips.
No. The issue is not so much the crime. The issue is that the only reason she's becoming famous is because of her crime. If she was famous before the crime, did the time, did the crime, and went back to TV, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Tom, she wasn't famous before the crime. She became famous from smuggling drugs. That's not how we should see society and people become famous.
I'm not saying it's right, but unfortunately that's the world we're living in now, that people they're media obsessed with that sort of thing.
Her crime was so banal, it wasn't even an interesting crime. I guess maybe that's my main complaint. Who cares? I just don't get it.
Okay, well, stay there for a second. Keep texting 53544. Joan will be with you in a second. I'm just trying this question again. As you know, rumours are now circulating that the County Tyrone drug mule, Michaela McCollum Connolly, it's a bit of a mouthful. I think she's going to have to change her name to something else. She seems to be, being offered a TV deal. The speculation is that she's going to be co-hosting or hosting some show. We don't know exactly what it is yet. She's also set to appear on Celebrity Big Brother. And she's, we believe as well, there's a book deal on the way too. And she's becoming famous. She's in the papers every second day with her posing on some beach somewhere. She's in the papers all the time. And we're asking, should she be allowed to be famous? Should she be allowed to capitalise on her crimes? Because it is a horrible crime. I mean, those drugs that she brought in, 1.5 million euros worth of cocaine, could have killed a lot of people. Text 53544. That's 53544. Somebody says, for example, nobody cares who John Gilligan is anymore. Too much has happened in 21 years. Trust me now. I think, John, they do. And he's only out of jail 5 or 6 years. He's not out of jail, 3 or 4 years, actually. He might have served 21 years, but he's only out of jail a short time, so nobody got a chance to talk to him before that. Keep texting 53544. That's 53544. Actually, I think the John Gilligan interview would be quite intriguing. Joan, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Joan?
Hello, Niall. How are you?
Joan, do you think she should be allowed to capitalise on her crimes?
Not in a million years. Let's take it a little bit more seriously, because there could be many, many dead people as a result of her crimes. Lest we forget that. Niall, night after night, we see quite a large number of crime films. Now we want to show the real people, and they expect us, the shows, the television producers, which has increased no end to the muck and everything that they put out regarding so-called celebrities, in inverted commas. Usually someone who has been in jail for such a serious offence and who seeks celebrity status is very off-putting, I believe, and unlikable. I mean, Peru is a very, very dangerous country. It says little for all these TV channels, and right enough with John Gilligan, right enough with Bill O'Hurley, I see in tonight's paper, because he paid quietly people whom he was disgusting to, and I remember watching him a lot. in America before it came over here, and I loved the programme. He seemed such a lovely man.
Bill, who did you say? Well, hang on, who did you say? Bill who?
Bill O'Herlihy.
Oh, well, I wasn't familiar with that story.
Oh, yeah, well, he's on Fox TV for years.
Oh, but I don't think it's O'Herlihy is his name, is it?
It is, he's Irish, yeah.
And he was
Bill
on
O'Reilly, I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Bill O'Reilly, I mean.
That's all right. I'm glad we clarified that. Bill O'Herlihy is a lovely gentleman. He only passed away there going back a few years ago. Yeah, or actually last year, as I remember.
Who's that?
Bill O'Herlihy. He's a football player. He was a he was the host of the pundit, football pundit.
Bill O'Reilly, who's well known in Fox News and Fox TV. So we've got a total sort of appearance of what we're going to see on our screen. To put this lady there, first of all, I wonder what kind of a family she has. Do we know what she may not be up to or what she may be up to? Because I think once you get into that seedy life, it's very hard. We don't know who she may be mixing with, and therefore she could be totally innocent.
Okay, can I ask you, do people deserve a second chance? If I dealt in drugs tomorrow and I sold 1.5 million worth of cocaine, or I muled it, or whatever I happened to do with it, and I did 3 years in jail, when I come out, can I come back on the radio again?
No, I think when you come out, the whole thing is that people don't know you and they don't write about you, but obviously she loves that, so that will tell the full persona of the person, and that's what people, like some of your callers there, want to see because it amuses them, and it gets...
Okay, well, hang on, John, sorry. Sean, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, but I was going to say, in your example you just offered there, where you would, do your prison stretch and come back, in that example, you were already famous before you went in. That's
infamous.
No, I'm saying you were already known as a. Well, my point is, you had something to come back to. She had nothing to come back to because she had nothing that she left. Mm-hmm. She was a nothing before.
No, she was a nightclub dancer. That was about it, yeah.
Yeah, but her lifestyle, I mean, we saw her in nightclubs, barely dressed, before she became the mule, and afterwards. And of course, we have to blame the media and who follow her around.
It is the media's fault, because if it wasn't for the media, she'd be nothing. And maybe, I don't know, but maybe, I don't know, Channel 4 would have been jumping all over the place as soon as she came out of prison anyway.
Well, I imagine people would be steering clear of her, and I imagine what kind of a family she has. She obviously...
Well, she's making the effort, Joan, to be famous, because we all saw that famous interview.
Yes.
And of course, RTE paid decent money in relation to that. Now, they said it was for expenses for that interview.
Yes.
So straight, as soon as she came out of jail, they were looking for money immediately. She was all glammed up. She had the hair on, the best clothes. RTE went over to Peru to interview her as soon as she got out. That was all set up. She basically had a publicist there, a press office. So she knew what she was doing from the moment she came out of jail.
Yes, and she called it a moment of madness. It was no more a moment of madness. A moment of madness is a very different thing to being over there for a mule for a certain length of time and going into a jail. And she came out as if unscathed from the jail, Niall. She was glamorous within 2 days of coming out, and she was in the pits in one of those Peruvian jails. Terrible. So the girl is, I believe, a hard show. I believe that people will watch her, but then that's the taste of people today, and that's...
It is. Well, we are a bit hungry for that kind of stuff, aren't we? I mean, for example, in relation to John Gilligan, do you believe the Late Late Show should interview John Gilligan?
Not at all. That little dwarf, I wouldn't go near him. Not at all.
No, but I'm just saying. But surely, I mean, he spent 21 years in jail for drug dealing, right? Which is the biggest sentence anyone's ever got for drug dealing in this country, or first choice importation of cannabis at the time it was. Do you not think that it would be, because of everything that's been said about John Gilligan, the movie Veronica Gear and everything else, do you not think it would be intriguing, Joan, to listen to it? Yeah, I mean, half it might be lies, I don't know.
He would have laughed as he laughed all the time when he was going to jail. He had a continuous grin on his face. You wouldn't have got 1 inch of information out of him.
No, I'm not suggesting information, but maybe we would have got to look deeper into the person that is John Gilligan. Would it not? No, I don't know whether he'll ever do the interview, but would it not be intriguing?
No, it wouldn't be a bit intriguing because he's not going to do the interview and he's not going to give information.
Okay, but what sort of a person would you, if somebody said to me, for example, Niall, I give you an offer, John Gilligan, do you want to interview him? Do you think I should?
I don't think so, Niall, no.
Well, Sean?
I'd listen. I would be... Now, I admit we're getting in a grey area here, but I'll be honest. I would listen to that. If you had Michaela McCollum on, I would not give a shit not listen. John Gilligan, I would listen.
Would you? Okay, yeah. So it is intriguing for people to hear these things. Okay, well, stay there for a second. Keep texting 53544. Let me go to Ian. Ian, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Ian?
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Ian. Somebody that texted in, by the way, said Steve the scumbag is on Celebrity Big Brother as well. No, he's not. Okay, Ian, do you believe she should get a second chance?
A second chance is one thing. That putting her on TV, glorifying her, isn't a second chance.
Well, what is a second chance then? Getting out of jail.
She comes out of prison and lives a good life from the time she gets out of jail. Does no harm to no one. Just lives her life.
But I'm giving you the counter argument because it's hard to get tonight. But I mean, if that's the case, we could turn and say that about anybody. In other words, if they get a job, let's say, for example, she got a job in, I don't know, Ryanair tomorrow, and people will be saying the same thing. Hold on, you can't have her in a plane serving people. She's a mule. She's been bringing drugs to an airport already.
Okay, well, if that's the case, right, and we're going to put her on TV, right? Why not give Larry Murphy a fucking job on First Dates or Charles Manson presenting fucking Winning Streak with Marty?
Niall, she should have been in jail for life, or you wouldn't have to consider anything for her.
But I'm surprised the sentence she got was quite low, actually.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Crazy.
Well, in that country in particular, in Ireland, she would have got away with a sentence like that. But I was really surprised in Peru that she only got 6 years. She could have got 14, I believe.
But Niall, the spectators of the TV show, and if she's on here or she's on there, they're all hypocrites because they want to watch it, and yet they consider, you need to ask them, do they consider that she's somebody who's best avoided, or do they fall over because she's dressed up glamorous? Like, where are their feelings? We're hypocritical, really, because we love to watch, but at the end of the day, Niall, at the end of maybe a good show, I've often heard you say about Mrs. Brown, I don't like the new show, it's a filthy show. And
this is the Mrs. Brown's interview programme. I haven't watched it, but I did see the trailer. And I'll be honest with you, it looks about as interesting as a camel's arse.
Well, it's not great.
It's over the top, but...
well, now, Helena just said to me here she thinks it's very good, so obviously Helena has a different sense of humour to me. I would find it about as funny as a burning orphanage, to be honest with you.
I like the other show. The other show was good.
I didn't like it. Yeah, the original show is way better.
So you didn't like it, Ian, either, no?
No, the original show is way better.
Much better, much better.
I've a lot of respect for Brendan O'Carroll. I've met him a few times. He's a lovely guy. I'm delighted about his success. I don't begrudge him a little bit of it, but I couldn't watch Mrs. Brown. I just do not find it funny. It's not my cup of tea. But okay, stay there, all of you, for a second, please. I want to go to Jim. Stay there, Ian, please, too, and Joan. Jim, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Jim?
Hi, Niall. How are you?
Good. You believe she's done the time, leave her alone?
I just think that she's like... Okay, she did something very, very stupid. She did something that she should never have done. But she was caught. She admitted that what she did.
Well, she didn't. She tried to weasel away. No, well, she didn't admit it. She tried to weasel her way out of it by saying she didn't know.
Probably, wouldn't we all? I mean, if you were caught in Peru, in a country, you couldn't speak the language, you didn't know anything about the culture, you knew nothing, and you probably tried to weasel your way out of it as well. But since she's come back, to be fair to her, she has said, and okay, maybe she's flaunting it, but you know what, Niall? She's flaunting it because there's photos and everything being taken off her. Because to be fair to the girl, she's not a bad-looking girl, and photos of her walking down the beach in a pair of thongs are very appealing to certain newspapers. So that's why she's out there. And people see it as her being brazen. I don't think she's being brazen. I think she's made a mistake. She spent her time in jail. She's being punished. And should we punish her any further? I mean, I'll give you an example. I worked as a youth worker many years ago, and one of the best guys that I worked with was a former heroin addict, a recovering heroin addict. He was the best guy. Why? Because he knew what these kids were going through, the people that we worked with.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that when he applied for that job, some of the managers in the group, in the company they were working for, or it wasn't a company, it was part of the HSE, didn't want him there because he was a heroin addict. The girl who was ultimately going to manage him said, look, he's made a mistake, he's recovered, he's done this, he's done that. We took him on, and this guy turned out to be one of the best guys that we had.
There's a difference between a heroin addict and somebody who's supplying drugs. There's a huge difference.
Well, I bet you this guy, as a heroin addict, probably bought and sold drugs to feed his habit, and did maybe a lot worse.
Yeah, but he was but he wasn't convicted of that.
Well, he never spent time in jail. He spent time in jail for robbery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a huge difference in somebody who happens to be an addict, which is unfortunate for them, but doesn't affect people. Well, it does affect people.
But you see the point I'm making? Like that, he somebody saw goodness in him. He was given a chance,
But although he was a heroin addict, right, just by being a heroin addict, I'm not going to go into his other parts of his background, it doesn't make him dishonest. Okay?
No,
but in saying that, being a drug mule does make you dishonest.
I do, but again, we go back to the original argument and say she was caught and she's done her time.
Joan, Okay, well, Joan...
that gentleman there, he's just looking at the figure on the girl's face. You can read that a mile away from the moment he came on. That the attention that he is talking about is her appearance. Isn't that typical of a lot of
But isn't that what TV is all about?
Niall, that's not what I was saying.
And
hang on, let him clarify. In fairness, that's not what he was saying. He's just saying she is an attractive girl. And, that makes good TV, to be honest with you.
Attractive is not just looks. Attractive is your personality and your character, which hers is definitely spoiled. And you don't know what she's doing at the moment. And I lay a bet with you that wasn't her only game that she was into. Because reports came out in English papers that she'd got into trouble. Did you know, Niall?
She got into trouble in Northern Ireland. She was on the run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's ingrained
we don't know what that story was about, but yeah, she had to leave Northern Ireland.
That's right. And not only that, once all of that got into, for any normal person to appear normal, in inverted commas, within a few days of coming out from what she had done, I believe that the whole reality of what she had done was, as she puts it, a big mistake, a moment of madness. That's all she regards it as. Now she's on TV, her moment of madness. How could you watch a TV show when you think of maybe deaths that occurred?
Okay, but let me ask Jim that question. I mean, do you believe, Jim, that television producers, presenters, editors of newspapers, whatever, should have some sort of moral stand when it comes to somebody like her? It's not like she was famous before she went into jail. It's a different kettle of fish. She's making her fame from being a criminal.
I'm not too sure. At the end of the day, I mean, I think I tweeted, and when I tweeted your show earlier on, I mentioned Katie Hopkins, and I appreciate that Katie Hopkins has no criminal record, nothing like that. But she people listen to her because she's edgy. There's an edge to her, and that why do people listen to it?
Would you like me to read out your tweet for you?
Yeah, what did I say? I can't remember.
All right. I'm reading verbatim here, so forgive the language, okay? I suppose if a geebag like Katie Hopkins can have a radio show, then why not? Anyone she served her time. Anyway, she served her time. Get over it. Are you perfect?
Yeah. That's it.
But none of us are perfect. But we're not all drug mules either, Jim. None of us are perfect, but there's a big difference between being slightly imperfect. We all have a few skeletons there, you know what I mean? But there's a big thing about drug muling 1.5 million worth of coke. That's a big skeleton.
But at what point, Niall, do we say? But at what point do we say she has paid for her crime?
Niall,
is this going to follow?
But hang on. I'm not suggesting for a minute that if she gets a job in Tesco's or she gets a job, working for Ryanair or Aer Lingus or whatever it happens to be, that anybody stops her from doing that. I'm not saying that. But you know what I mean? It's like what we're doing is we're glorifying her and glamorizing her for being a criminal. Do you understand the point I'm making? It's not like I want to stop her. I have her second chance.
Point that you're making. I do understand the point that you're making, but still, I would still argue the toss and say, like, what's the difference between a job interviewing, talking to people, like what you're doing, and working in Tesco's? You're still working with people. You're still talking to people.
But to be a celebrity, you kind of have to have some sort of skill set or be somebody, I suppose, to become a celebrity. We've always known that. And what we're basically saying to young people here is there's a message being sent out that this girl became famous not because she was on Britain's Got Talent or The Voice or whatever program it is that people become famous on. She became famous because she basically smuggled drugs.
Niall.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, but there are plenty of people who became famous for the most ridiculous things, for doing absolutely nothing. I mean,
well, give me an example of one that became famous for a criminal offence.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head right now, but I guarantee you there are people who are.
Yeah, well, okay, well, stay there for a second, because let me just bring Wayne in on this, if you can. Wayne, you're on Classic Hits. Go ahead. We've got to take a break after Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne. What you want to say?
What I want to say is now, right, this girl made a decision when she was, what age was she at this point?
Well, she was 20, just 20, yeah.
20, and we'll say now, we're saying now, people got famous from criminal activity.
Give me an example.
Paddy Doherty. bare knuckle boxing. That's illegal. He glorifies that.
Okay, but hang on. But he became famous. Oh, he did actually. You're right. Actually, he became famous just for being a traveller. Well, he was on Big Brother, wasn't it?
Wait, Anthony Joshua was about to serve a 15-year stretch for cocaine. He's one of the big, allegedly, because he wasn't convicted, because that's what you said as well. You had to be convicted, which I find preposterous as well. He got off with the technicality. He is the world's heavyweight champion, and to be fair to him now, since he comes across as a very well-read and
but he also has a skill of being a boxer. Michaela McCollum Connolly doesn't have a skill.
But
yeah.
he was selling drugs, and this is cocaine. This is exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get famous because of it, but should he?
Yeah, but he wasn't convicted of it.
But there's still that thing that he was over it. So you're saying
hanging over his head, yeah.
Niall. You're saying that I could go outside and kill someone and if I'm not convicted, I'm not a murderer. Are you trying to say that to me?
Well, you're technically not if you're not convicted.
Well, that's...
well, no, I'm just saying legally you're not.
Come on.
But you're not. That's the law. If you go into court and you're accused of murder and you get off on a technicality because the DNA didn't match up for some stupid reason, or I don't know, whatever, it's some technicality, you're not guilty. That's the end of it.
O.J. Simpson. Do you think O.J. Simpson did it or not?
Okay, O.J. Simpson's a criminal for other reasons, but O.J. Simpson, by law, is not guilty of the murder of Nicole Smith.
Or
Simpson, sorry.
Afterwards, so
yeah, well, that was in a civil case.
I get you
that was a civil case.
Yeah.
Okay, but on a criminal case, he is not guilty of the murder of Nicole Simpson.
Rodney Downey Jr., he served time.
Mm-hmm. But he was convicted.
He became a bit of a celebrity as a criminal, and then he became an actor.
But he was also an actor before he went to jail.
I'm fairly sure that was before, no?
Well,
he was a raging alcoholic. He was a raging alcoholic, and then he was...
No, he went to jail after the Chaplin movie, as far as I remember.
Huh?
He went to jail after the Chaplin movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I just presumed. I just listened.
No. It was after he was already famous. Already famous. So I have no problem with that.
But she made this when she was like 20 years old. She was off her head on cocaine. Let's be honest. And you make dumb decisions when you're on that stuff. And let's be honest.
Okay, well, Joan, is that a fair point? She made dumb decisions and, naive, maybe dumb decisions while she was off her head herself, probably at the time. And she doesn't deserve to be basically castigated for the rest of her life.
Well, way after that, she was a very advanced young one of 20, and she'd been in trouble here before she went away. And if you want to relate some of what he said, look at the Cosby Show. Would anybody look at the Cosby Show now with all the abuse that he's done and the other...
Well, now here we go again. See, all the abuse that he's done, he hasn't been convicted of anything yet.
Yes, but he is.
Accusations.
You said that to me a lot the week before. Do you remember our guy in England with the long hair?
Who?
What do you call him?
Which guy with the long hair? Jimmy Savile.
Who, all the young stars he used to abuse. Remember?
Jimmy Savile?
Yeah. You didn't believe me that he was guilty. I remember being on with you and you wouldn't believe it.
I'm not doubting for a minute that Jimmy Savile was a very peculiar, or very odd and a creepy individual, and I don't know what he did with people. But again, in relation to the legal word guilty, we all assume that he is. He has never actually been in court for anything. He's dead.
Yeah, we know that because he died. That's why the case is not.
I believe there should be a posthumous case there, by the way, but however, just to clarify all that, but however.
There's a rumour going around too that this girl is going to host a crime show. Isn't that laughable?
That's
and another thing, the story, what about all our druggies here and all the families that are at war here? Should we, in time to come, if even one of them becomes respectable, should we put them on a show? You put her on a show, and I'll guarantee you the next thing to be an attraction coming from the UK to put all these people on thinking it's attractive. Now,
okay, well, that's an interesting point that Wayne and Jim that Joe makes. The suggestion is that she's going to be hosting a show about crime. Now, she's a criminal.
I can't see any producer agreeing to put her. I mean, that would be just laughable. To be fair,
it is laughable.
Well, not at all.
But that's the suggestion, that she's now secured. She may have secured a TV deal with speculation that the show is about crime. She's also going to appear on Celebrity Big Brother too.
You're not going to hire her and put her on Match of the Day, are you?
But I mean, could you imagine getting a rapist and giving him a gig, hosting first dates or something?
Well, it depends what you call it. That the rape is more of a violent crime, isn't it?
Well, rape is a horrible crime, but so is being a drug mule and smuggling drugs, which essentially could kill a lot of people too.
What, cocaine?
Yeah.
Sure,
But
what
you
about
see,
all the
Niall,
wait, 2 seconds though, Ray. What about all the ads for alcohol, considering it kills
Oh,
more people than
here we go.
cocaine? Should we reprimand fucking Arthur Guinness or something?
Well, but they did get reprimanded a couple of years ago for Arthur's Day, didn't they? They got pulled very quickly.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, that was just a marketing thing.
Of course it was.
But
The only
I'd
difference
say
is
now, right?
the big difference is as well.
Go ahead, Jim. Or Wayne.
No,
Sorry,
no, shows on Netflix.
sorry, Wayne.
We have Narcos, which is one of the biggest shows on Netflix.
Narcos, yeah.
Yeah, we have
Fictional.
4, which is about the cop that was like a gangster or something in Boston. That's one of the biggest shows.
But they're fictional, aren't they?
We have Making a Murderer. We have all this criminal,
Or
the O.J.
non-fiction, sorry.
Simpson stuff.
Yeah, but they're dramas and thrillers. They're not fictional. They're not celebrity shows.
O.J. Simpson is a celebrity.
Well,
You might, wait.
but O.J. Simpson was a celebrity before he killed somebody.
I know.
But
Yeah.
Niall, who
right.
turned her into a celebrity? Who turned
like before and after? What?
By the way, I'm wondering, is there anybody out there? By the way, did you watch the American Crime Story? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it through. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the original case? I don't know. You're live. I don't know how old you are, Wayne.
I did not watch the original case, but I did watch on YouTube the full 8 hours of Mark Furman just to see what kind of Nazi shit he was on about.
He's mad as brush, yeah. Mark Furman probably lost the whole case with them, to be honest with you. But in saying that, I remember watching the original thing. And an American Crime Story, for those who don't remember the original footage years and years ago, it's very, very accurate. I have to say, hats off to John Travolta, what's his name, Schwimmer, or David Schwimmer. I mean, they played the parts excellently, right?
And the dialogue was exactly how it was.
Exactly. Script. Well, it would have been, because you would have had,
Scriptonomer.
No, it's not a scriptonomer. It's called, what do they call them? Yeah, no, it's not a chord. What's the name of the girl that sits there typing? A stenographer. That's
stenographer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have accurately what everybody said. But I'm wondering, is there anybody out there that believes that he didn't do it?
Yes.
Is there? I mean, by the way, Joan, Wayne.
Half the country is still in America still think so. Half the Americans still think that Lance Armstrong did not dope, even though he admitted on Oprah.
But
Well, mind you, half Americans probably think the world is flat as well.
Yeah,
So.
Niall, we'll have real life drama with that chubby-faced fella from North Korea. You know your guy?
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's
Yeah.
real life drama, but unfortunately he's ruling a country with Donald Trump maybe halfway there. So the whole world, I really believe that TV producers, they look at life, they don't have to think of stories. It's all out there in America, even in this country, in England. The Brunswick, the whole thing is drama, crime, and people want to watch. If this girl that we're talking about initially, if she was a fat, chubby, stout woman of, say, 50 or 60, still young, just giving her that age group, would the guys coming on say, sure, give her a second chance. Let's look at her on the
No, there's no doubt her appearance is helping her become a celebrity as well, because she is doing well out of her appearance. Okay, but I'm not going to keep on harping on about the OJ thing, and I will do it another night. But you definitely think he was guilty, clearly, Wayne, yeah, obviously.
Well, obviously, yeah. You have to be an idiot not to think so, lad.
Well, there are people he's not. Okay, what do you think lost the case? Was it the glove or Mark Furman?
Oh, Mark Furman, because he was the key witness.
Because he was clearly racist.
It was clearly he's a racist cop. He already allegedly, he already said on tapes, the tapes, that he planted evidence. So why would you put 2 and 2 together if you're, and what was it, like 8 to 3 were black? So obviously they're going to be like racist cops, because that's how they live over there.
But the suggestion was that he planted the glove, but he wasn't at the original crime scene at the house. He was only when he went around to the side of the house. They said he planted the glove beside the air conditioning unit.
Heard something, and he thought it was an earthquake, and that's where he found the glove. Yeah.
We get back to that again, by the way. I'm wondering if there's anybody out there who believes O.J. Simpson didn't do it. Keep texting 53544. Somebody says, did you say O.J. Simpson killed somebody, Niall? Yes, sadly he did. What's he in jail for at the moment? Burglary, isn't it?
Yeah, burglary for robbing his memorabilia in a Las Vegas hotel at gunpoint. And he already had his parole hearing, and he's all brittle and stuff, but he's still kind of a bit animated, you know. He's still like, I
wonder will he ever get out, by the way. And even if he does, they'll get him back in for something else. Okay, keep texting 53544. Donny and Dave, I'll be with you after the break. Well, no, we're not talking about O.J. Simpson. We're talking about Michaela McCollum Connolly. Should she be allowed basically, should she be given a second chance is the question we're asking, because obviously a lot of people are giving out about the fact that she's being glamorised for basically being a criminal. Text 53544. Should she be given a second chance? Wayne says yes, Joan says no.
What gets your blood boiling? Call Niall now. 1850 410 494. The Niall Boylan Show.
Classic Hits 4FM.
The Damien Farrelly Show. Part of the No Repeat Workday.
On Tuesday's show, we're going to tell you how you and the family can win a trip to the Waterside House Hotel right on the beach in Donabate in County Dublin. That's the big prize come the end of the week on the Tea Break teaser. We've more music for your workday guaranteed, and we'll mix it up just after 12 midday with our midday mix. Join me, Damien Farrelly, Tuesday morning from 10.
The Subway Lunch with the Damien Farrelly Show. Subway, keep discovering on Classic Hits 4FM.
Not again. A simple jog, cough, laugh or sneeze. All cautious or embarrassing moments? Don't worry, we can help. FemiLift, a new non-invasive laser procedure from Fitzwilliam Private Clinic, can help tighten important pelvic muscles. The modern approach to treating stress incontinence. No surgery, no hospital stay, just a 30-minute pain-free procedure at Fitzwilliam Private Clinic. FemiLift, available today at fitzwilliamprivateclinic.ie.
Having difficulties with your current business insurance provider?
McCarthy Insurance Group make it easier.
Struggling to find a fair price?
McCarthy Insurance Group make it easier. For over 60 years, McCarthy Insurance Group have been making insurance easier.
Free phone 1-800 50 1111 or visit mig.ie.
Charles McCarthy Insurance Limited, trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Imagine a school which is as serious about your Leaving Certificate success as you are. One which specialises in preparing you for excellent exam results and offers comprehensive study manuals, exceptional online resources and around-the-clock academic support. Situated in Dundrum, Dublin and conveniently located on the Lewis Line, Ashfield College is home to some of Ireland's finest teachers. Phone 01 490 4050 or see ashfieldcollege.ie. Ashfield College, serious about the Leaving Certificate.
Looking for a great day out? Photo Wildlife Park Cork. With Asian lions, Sumatran tigers, giraffes and a tropical house. You might see free-roaming ring-tailed lemurs or kangaroos. And you can even bring your own little monkeys. Let's go to Ireland's wildest attraction. See photowildlife.ie.
Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offence to some. Listener discretion is advised.
Look at all the OJ texts coming in now. The blood sample that was taken from OJ's car was indeed his DNA, but the forensic scientists found an anticoagulant in the sample. This type of anticoagulant can only be found in test tubes. So this points out that the blood was planted. OJ was innocent. You're the only one who thinks he's innocent. Keep texting 53544. Well, thanks for that, old mate. Okay, somebody says, Niall, you're going to shut my point down, but here I go. You gave a voice to that guy who admits to being a burglar. Steve, I think was his name. Yes, that's what you're talking about. I'm sure you don't pay him, but he's still got on national radio. It's the same, but on a smaller scale. It's all about ratings. I haven't seen the Late Late Show in 10 years, but I would watch it if John Gilligan was on it, says Noel. Yeah, no, I understand the point you're making, but now in fairness, Steve doesn't have his own radio show, and he wasn't being paid to be on, and he just come on as a caller during a show. We were talking about burglary, happened to mention he was a criminal. We've had a lot of criminals on this show over the years telling us they've committed crimes, but we're not trying to make them famous for it. It's just they're coming on with opinions. So I'm not shouting you down, but I don't believe it's exactly the same thing. Keep texting 53544. 9 times out of 10, by the way, I don't know what people are going to say when they come on the air. I get one line in front of me here, like Donny, and it says under Donny's line, Donny says she doesn't deserve to be a celebrity. Donny, you're on Classic Hits. Go ahead.
Hi,
you don't believe she deserves to be a celebrity?
No, because she's sending out the wrong message to young people. Mm-hmm. Because if they haven't the same state, like if they're mules, like whoever they're doing it for, look, you can be famous if you're caught anyway, this kind of a way. And I believe that 100%. But then again, I'm selling papers a long time, and good news do not sell papers.
Doesn't, no. And people often say that to me, why don't you have good news on your show?
You can.
And we do have a bit of fun every now and again on the daytime or the nighttime show. Yeah. But in saying that, it doesn't sell.
No, it doesn't sell. Well, that girl, she's really kind of saying it was all right to do this. No, I wouldn't be judgmental of the girl either, but drugs is the worst trade you can be involved in,
Do you think so?
Oh, I do, yeah. If you're, especially like you're not being immune.
But it's not the worst crime in the world either. But probably murder is worse.
Off because
No, it's not.
Die from this stuff as well, Niall,
No, I'm not suggesting it's not a bad crime. It is a bad crime, but murder's worse. Maybe rape, paedophilia, those kind of crimes we would see as society.
That's kind of rectifying her now, isn't it?
It's what?
That's kind of rectifying her that she's all right in what she done.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay. Well, Wayne,
I
sorry.
don't think so.
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne. Go on.
It all depends on how you can take it. You can take it in the bad way, in the sense that this is what this girl has done. We're going to remember this. Or you could say, this girl, and we're putting her in the public eye at 20 years old. She was put into this situation. She got caught. She served time in a Peru prison. So I think those prisons are going to be dirty, full on dirty.
Well, I believe she didn't have such a bad time in jail.
If they've been brought up in the right way, all kids now, it's their parents now. Don't be blaming the second TV and what they're looking at. It's on how they educate them. And they can tell them, look at this one. She got caught now, right? And I know she's going to be famous, this kind of famous whatever. But she got caught and she had to serve time. And she's going to have that on her for the rest of her life. And whatever she does now for the rest of her life is going to be scrutinised. She can't even fart without someone taking a picture of it, tweeting it, selfie, the whole 9 yards. That's a lot of responsibility. So she's on this crime show. She can't do anything for the rest of her life. And she can use this as a positive story. I got caught. I was in the wrong. This is stupid. Don't do this.
Would you put somebody who was caught for drink driving as head of the RSA? You know what I mean? That's the point here. I mean, and again, I say to you, I don't have a problem with somebody, say, for example, if it was me and I was caught drug dealing, I deserve to lose my job, right? Because obviously I'm bringing the radio station into disrepute. But I would like to think after I serve my time that I could go back and I get a second chance at life and I could go back into radio again. Because I know people who are in radio who have had criminal pasts, right? And that's because I worked in radio before. But I would hate to think that a radio station would give me a job just because I'm a criminal.
But who decides who's a celebrity or not? We have Jodie Cunningham, and she's on TV the whole time in England. She might not be Irish, but she's doing that over there.
Yep.
She's famous for getting tips off the NHS, off the taxpayers.
Well, Joan. Sorry, Joan. You want to say something?
She's famous.
Well, hang on.
Well, Niall, first of all, I want to say that drugs embrace more people involved because it can be the death of many, right?
Yes, it can.
Other crimes may only involve yourself, To put her on TV, she obviously was attracted by the money she was getting for doing the crime of being a drug mule.
Of course she was.
So the TV shows are right up her alley. They're a great camouflage. But what I'm talking about is she let no time. I think, wasn't there some kind of a priest looking after her when she came out from jail?
Yeah, she had to stay in Peru for a period of time. I can't remember how long, and she was staying in some priest's house, ironically enough.
Conversation further if you went out to a nightclub and so on.
How long? Hang on a second. How long was she in Peru for?
3 years.
She wasn't in Peru for 3 years after she was released.
No, she had to. No, once she was released, she wasn't allowed to leave the country for 3 years.
No, it wasn't.
She was allowed out.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, because I can tell you now, I did it. Now, hang on. No, you're wrong, because I remember being on this show on the story when the day she was caught, which is about 5 years ago. She was released last year, and she spent 3 years in jail. She was only in Peru on parole for about a year. If it wasn't even a year, it was 6 months, I'd say.
I thought it was like a mandatory, 3 years.
No. They only did it in 2012.
All right.
Yes, or 2013. 2013. Yeah. So she couldn't have spent that long in Peru after she got out. She only spent about 6 months in Peru after she got out. She was meant to. She was supposed to be on parole, I think, for the remainder of her sentence, which would be another 3 years or 2.5 years, right? But she was supposed to spend it all in Peru, but didn't she get some leniency where they let her go home? But she's technically still on parole. So she is technically still on parole. Stay there for a second. Let me just go to Dave. Stay there as well, Donny. Dave, you're in Classic Hits.
How's it going?
Dave, what do you reckon? Should she be given the second chance?
Well, definitely given the second chance. I think she should have got a longer sentence in Peru, but the judge over there decided that's what she got. There's a market out there for her to make money out of it, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, okay, there's a market to make money out of it, but is that morally even right?
No, I don't think it's morally right, but it's there, so why not do it? Would you do it?
Well, I wouldn't be muling a 1.5 million euros worth of drugs.
Look, she did it. She committed a crime. She served her time, and that's it. It's over and done with.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people in the media think they can make money out of her. She can make money out of them. Fair play.
And people are going to watch it, of course.
That's it. The majority of people going to watch it. Then maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
Niall.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe. He's got a point.
The difference there is, had she been committed of having done that crime here in this country, despite the low sentencing and the few short years they get, she would have actually got a longer sentence than she did get in Peru.
Yeah, and she would have been in a much nicer prison over here. She would have.
No, but she wouldn't have come out being on a TV show.
Yeah, but who wants to put her on a TV show? Obviously,
Well, they're the fools that want her because they think this. Because
I agree with you. I'm not going to be watching it, but there's obviously enough people out there to watch it.
There will be people. And you know, Niall, you'll have young kids growing up. Oh, gosh, Mommy. Oh, gosh, Daddy. Do you know what? If you sell drugs and all that, look, you become a star.
That's preposterous. That's frivolous.
Will you go
thinking,
into that? Kids have imagination.
Sorry,
yeah, they do. Yeah. And what's the parents like? If the parents are there,
oh, I agree with you.
If the parents have to educate them, it isn't what they watch on TV. They're watching. Do you think now, right? When I was 15, now I watched horrors. I watched all the Saws. That's like gruesome, like people getting decapitated and stuff. Do my parents? Do they have to tell me now? Oh yeah, don't do that. Just so you know, that's a dick move. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the parents are. The first question I said tonight, I wonder what kind of family she has that are seeing all this going on. Do they care?
Somebody rightly quotes here, by the way. It's funny. Nicky Byrne has committed some serious crimes against music. That clown is now working on RTE radio. Should we have given him a second chance? On that light note, I'm going to wrap it. But I'm going to extend I won't do it now because Neil will actually go bonkers because she didn't plan this. The O.J. Simpson case. I find it intriguing. Wayne has just brought up a great topic in relation to the O.J. Simpson case. I don't know, for those of you who weren't around, when was it again? What year was it? The O.J. Simpson case?
Wasn't it like fucking 89, 93, around that era?
I remember. Yeah, I remember watching it on TV. I remember going home. At the time, I was working in the nightclub industry, and I was off during the day. I remember sitting on a beanbag in the middle of my room because we got our first house. I remember sitting there every day. It was like popcorn TV. I sat there for 3 or 4 hours every day watching the goddamn thing. I was addicted to it.
Oh yeah, that's what. Like, no, when you're watching Cops.
Yeah.
I was watching. Have you ever seen Bowling for Columbine?
Yes.
By Michael Moore.
Yeah.
And he's doing an interview about with the guy that directs Cops, and he's like, murder's in. It's a great crime story. The actual Columbine massacre.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, it's great for TV. Great for TV. People love it.
They do love it.
He was talking to a guy, to a cameraman, and he was asking him, like, oh, what's the rush about? He's like, oh, there's a guy with a gun. And he was like, all right, sound. So if there was a story between a baby in a prison, trapped, or a child trapped in a burning house, and a guy with a gun, what would you choose? Oh, a guy for a gun. People love that stuff. And it's exactly like this girl here now. She in an exotic. She was in fucking Ibiza or something, doing hates of coke. She did this whole drug muling thing, right? And it's exotic. That sells.
Okay, and so is OJ.
Are there to make money. They're not going to get Billy No Mates to do it, like.
Okay, so getting back to the O.J. Simpson case, you watched American Crime Story, which is it was a very well. I thought it was a bit drawn out, mind you.
Brilliant.
They pulled it. They could have done it in 4 episodes. In fairness, 4 or 5. They drew it out a good bit too.
Oh, they have to though.
Yeah,
makes more sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Oh, by the way, somebody mentioned as well my favourite TV show there last year, which was the JFK one. I can't remember the name of it now. It was based on the date that JFK was shot. It was basically about a guy that went back in time and had to stop Lee Harvey Oswald.
1964.
That's the one, yeah. But it wasn't called 1964. What was the date he was killed? It was actually the date.
2/3/64.
Yeah, or something like that.
The actual date of the actual thing.
But there's another one out. There's another one coming out.
James Franco.
James Franco was in it, and James Franco is going to be in the next one as well, and I believe the next one is going to be based on Titanic. I believe so. Because, yeah, because the first one is based. It's a Stephen King book. Was based.
Yeah, no one's done anything on Titanic in a long time now.
Yeah, it needs a good element.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to pull Titanic back up there.
We've had Total Recall. That came back with no fucking Colin Farrell. That was shite.
It was awful, in fairness. But in fairness, Colin Farrell is not a great actor. He's a good-looking guy, and the only movie I really enjoyed him in, and most people didn't, was Phone Booth.
Phone Booth.
I loved Phone Booth.
I'd say now he does not pick his roles wisely. I'll put it that way.
Listen, I have to wrap it up, Wayne. Thanks for coming on the air. Appreciate it. I want to move on. I will talk about the O.J. Simpson thing again because I find it intriguing, okay? Now, do you believe Madeleine McCann will ever be found alive? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, she never will be found alive. There's a poll there at the moment, and there's a petition being signed online to have Jerry McCann charged with neglect. It's been signed by 160,000 people, and I believe once it gets to a certain point, they do have to bring it in, talk about it in the House of Parliament. That's the way these petitions work online in the UK. But no, Madeleine McCann will, as far as I'm concerned, will never be found alive. I believe, unfortunately, the child is dead. She is a dose, Niall, and as you are doing all you're doing is promoting her. Well, I suppose we essentially are, aren't we? Now, I want to move on to a very quick question. I've got about 20 minutes on this. Social housing. There's a constant argument all the time over how we improve this problem of the housing crisis, inverted commas, and some people believe there's no such thing as a housing crisis, but in any case, and how we get more social housing and more people off the housing list. And the government has promised that we deliver €5 billion worth of housing, social housing, over the next few years. Basically, in 2016, they're going to spend $821 million. Altogether in the last 2 and they'll also spend 112 million on housing provisions in different counties, which will bring it to a total of 933 million. That's €1 billion this year. €1 billion nearly spent on housing, social housing this year. In line with the funding for social housing, the overall exchequer provision for housing has increased by 145 million in 2016 from last year. So we've spent an extra 145 million this year. And as I said, we will spend 5 billion. There is an expected delivery, and they said that the department's expansion of housing provision under the Social Housing Strategy 2020, with over 17,000 new units expected to be delivered under a range of social housing initiatives in 2016. So there are going to be 17,000 new homes, they say. Right. But for a lot of people, that's not enough. There's 93,000 people on the housing list or something ridiculous like that. A lot of people in rented accommodation, all that kind of carry on. There's no point in boring you with all the figures, right? Basically, last year we built 13,000 units. This year we'll build 17,000, and there's a plan there to build lots more. But it's still not enough. The problem is we can't produce them quick enough. We can't wave a magic wand, and the only way to wave the magic wand is to allocate more money. Now, we've already allocated €1 billion this year, and people are saying it's not good enough. The government have basically said, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing more we can do. And the only way to make it good enough would be to spend more money. To spend more money, we would have to charge more income tax, because currently at the moment we spend 20 billion roughly a year on social welfare, different forms of social welfare of some description for people who are unemployed, low income, welfare dependents of some shape or form. 20 billion euro. If we're to spend more money on social housing, we would have to charge people more income tax. So I want you to think of, long-term unemployed looking for a house. Girl with 3 kids, looking for a house. Family on very low income, no money, looking for a house. And that's what social housing is for. So the question I want to ask you is, would you be happy to pay more tax if it was to end the housing crisis? If it was to end the fact that people have no homes? Well, they live in temporary accommodation, but they don't have a home of their own. Now, a lot of people say, well, if you want a home of your own, go get a bloody job and buy one. Or rent one yourself. You don't have to have a home of your own, because you can rent. So text 53544. Would you be happy to pay extra taxes and income tax to fund an expansion of the social housing scheme? Would you be happy to do that? So if I said to you, okay, we're going to increase tax by 4%, roughly, I'm just pulling this figure out of my arse, by the way, 4%, and that might raise an extra 2 billion a year. And now that 2 billion, we can now spend 3 billion next year on social housing, which would make a lot of people happy who don't have a job and want a house. It'll make a lot of people unhappy who do have a job and now pay more tax. But that's the way society works, isn't it? We take from the rich, give to the poor. Text 53544. The question I'm asking you is, would you be happy to pay more tax to solve the housing crisis? So just text yes, I have no problem with that, take an extra 4% of my money, or no, not a chance, I pay enough tax. If they want a house, get up off their arse and buy one.
Real people, real opinions, real talk radio. The Niall Boylan Show.
Classic Hits 4FM.
Gareth O'Callaghan in the afternoon.
So hotels will be with us through the week. They have a range of excellent family deals this Easter in each of their locations. And to celebrate, we're giving away a family break for 2 adults and 2 children. You get to choose from the 4 locations: the Castle Troy Park Hotel Limerick, Charleville Park Hotel Cork, Kileshin Hotel Portlaoise, or Lochray Hotel and Spa Galway. And as usual, we've an afternoon packed full of your favourite classic hits. I'm looking forward to chatting to you just after 3.
With the Tesco Community Fund, over €2 million donated to local causes chosen by you. Classic Hits for FM.
This Easter Sunday, Alloy Cave's massive 3,000 Cadbury cream egg hunt is back. We've hidden 3,000 Cadbury cream eggs and we want you to come find them. It's the greatest value family fun day this Easter. Starts at 1 p.m. this Easter Sunday at Alloy Cave, Ballyvaughan, County Clare. Tickets available on the day or on our website alloycave.ie.
Looking for a new job but tired of online searches? Jobs Expo Dublin is the careers event that brings together a host of national and international companies all looking to speak to candidates like you face to face. Come meet them at Crow Park on Saturday 22nd of April and discuss jobs, training and employment opportunities. Attend our seminar zone with a full day of exciting talks and get free career advice from qualified professionals in the Career Clinic. Find out more and register for free admission at jobsexpo.ie. Jobs Expo Dublin returning to Crow Park on Saturday, April 22nd. Don't miss it.
Once a year, 5 days only, starting Wednesday. Blackwater Motors' largest selection of used cars in years. Polos, Golfs, Passats, diesel, petrol, all colours, all guaranteed, all reduced. No deposit finance and cashback on your trade-in. Fantastic value starting Wednesday, April 5th. Also open Sunday. Blackwater Motors' 5-day annual used car sale, Cork, Fermoy and Skibbereen.
Kevin Bloody Wilson is back. The world's favourite Aussie comic returns from the outback to make all you Bruces and Sheilas laugh out loud. Kevin Bloody Wilson, Cork Opera House, 6th of April. Vicar Street, Dublin, 7th of April. Black Box Galway, 8th of April. Be warned, Kev's shows are not for the faint-hearted and are over 18s only. He's rude, lewd, but never nude.
Hi, I'm Barbara and this is Crack Agus Kill on Classic Hits 4FM. An hínú láideag Aibran sa bhliain 2002 a lású cuinle son na 69 duine aborted on Titanic an chéad agus 10 voyage a rinne sí nuair a dog Cove nó Queenstown mar bhí ag an nám an hínú láideag Aibran 19 Is trílán na dhé sin is sincal an Titanic agus cailú 1,530 duine. Ba éireann go leor acu sin, wair 732 duine. An chuig go lás fichiad Aibran 1967 a rinne Elvis Presley tafid ceol chodam in Michigan. Trí cín den na hórán sin, bhí siad ar ball an album Moody Blue, a bhí eisithe tar éis was.
My heart's at your command, dear, to keep love and to hold.
Is a mí Aibran an naú lá 1960, the dog Paul McCartney, the Beatles.
This story was just issued tonight, and the article published in the early editions of the Friday morning newspaper said that McCartney would announce his decision in a no-holds-barred statement tomorrow. I have no future plans to record or appear with the Beatles again or to write any more music with John Lennon, the Mirror quoted McCartney's statement.
Sinead Crack agus Kill, Classic Hits 4FM.
Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offence to some. Listener discretion is advised.
4FM. All right, keep texting 53544. A lot of people texting about O.J. Simpson. Somebody there says he didn't do it. Okay, whatever, yeah. Yeah, you're probably one of the only people in the world who believe he didn't. Keep texting 53544. Would you be happy to pay more taxes if it helped us solve the housing crisis? Catherine, you're on Classic Hits. How are you doing, Catherine?
Hi, Niall. Look, I'm sorry every time I come onto your programme I seem to be angry. It's
no problem. A lot of people are angry on this show. I'm angry.
Well, anyway, this topic really drives me mad. I mean, I'm thinking of my beautiful son, and same with my kids in France and all the rest of it. And they are, for me, they're kids, like Helena and all the rest of it, having to pay more USI or social or income tax, for, I'm sorry, what I believe a big spectrum of this social housing will be going to immigrants, refugees, whatever you like to call them.
Well, some would, yes, yeah.
So, no, I'm sorry. I mean, Jesus, when I was working, I didn't pay income tax like they are in this USI. I mean, give these kids, and maybe you also, although you're not a kid, a break.
I'm a kid.
Right, okay.
All right, okay. Okay, but if it helped, I mean, leaving aside your argument in relation to foreign nationals, I'm not suggesting there isn't immigrants and foreign nationals that would benefit from it as well. Of course they would. But a lot of these people would be Irish.
Yeah.
You know, who may have been out of work for a good while, or on the housing list, or maybe on a very low income on the housing list. You know, I mean, or, you know, a single mum with 3 kids or 2 kids or something like that on the housing list.
Niall, you know, when I got married back in the day, God help us.
Yeah, that was the day, huh?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. But anyway, you know, the point is that, I mean, firstly, we had no children until we could get a house.
And then they invented electricity.
Well, yeah. That was great days. I remember the day. Fleck off. But anyway, no, but I mean, like, you know, we had to save prior to even getting married, and then we had to save for 3 years until we had a child, because, you know...
Didn't have the money.
Well, we know we didn't have the money, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But, I mean, that was the priority. You know, you have your kids when you can put them into a nice home that you paid for. I mean, I don't know where the free housing comes into. I've actually never heard of it, you know, in my time.
Well, social housing. Well, Dublin Corporation, I know in Dublin, Dublin Corporation provided corporation houses really cheap at one stage.
Yeah, but as I say, like, that's the way I thought things were supposed to work, that you worked for your house and then you had your children. And
well, that's the way it works for a lot of people, but for some people it just doesn't work like that and they have to depend on the state. And we don't have enough of those houses at the moment. And the government have planned to do it, but it'll take a little bit of time unless we wave a magic wand and get more money. But stay there for a second, Catherine.
Start. You know these people who went up to, I don't know, Roscommon or wherever the hell, near Roscommon.
Balahadreen.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The Syrians.
The kids. But some of them hadn't arrived on the day they were supposed to arrive, because there was some of them. There was a girl, a baby girl, born in the Rotunda Hospital. So I thought they were all supposed to be kids that were coming in, you know.
Oh, so one of them had a baby when she arrived here.
Well, yeah, I heard that on News Talk, you know.
All right, okay.
This woman was the woman who was in charge of them up in Balahadreen, and said that you know, that there would be security 7 days a week and nights and all that sort of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, is it to protect them or to protect us? I mean, we're not going to try to do anything to them.
Okay, well, do me a favour, Catherine. I know that's we're going off the topic a little bit. I don't want to go off the topic. Stay there, because I'm going to come to Joseph and Kevin. But somebody says here, I think Niall Boylan has something against the most needy in our society. He just made a really bad quote. I made a bad quote. I just made a really bad quote. Maybe you should correct your grammar on that. But in any case, of course, the rich pay for the poor, said the IMF and NAMA, and it's agreed. Why doesn't he bring up subjects like negative equity? I'm assuming that word is meant to be equity, is it? The poor pay for the rich, tell him. No, the poor don't. The poor have a choice if they want to pay for the rich or not. The poor don't have to pay for the rich. You don't have to buy a house. You don't have to buy goods from capitalists. You can sit there and have no phone, no house, no television if you don't want to. You don't have to. But if you're earning, and when I said rich, if you're earning, above the industrial wage or anything above it, you'll pay taxes. And you have no choice in that. You have to do it. So you do have a choice in whether you want to pay for the rich or not. Okay, keep texting 53544. Let me just go to Joseph. You're on Classic Hits.
Hello.
Okay, Joseph, I don't want to get into the rich paying for the poor. That's the way societies have always worked. Well, our type of society anyway. But Joseph, do you believe that, would you be happy to pay more tax if it was to solve the housing crisis?
Well, yeah, okay, that's kind of a simplistic way of looking at it.
Well, that's the fact. That's the fact.
Yeah, okay, look, the simple fact is, I don't believe any child should be left on the street. I agree with the state stepping in when there's children with no home, right? I do agree with that.
I don't believe there's a child sleeping on the street.
No, but I don't. Yeah. And I believe that the state should step in. No, but I was just saying there to Helena that if you're on the dole for whatever reason, I'm not having a go at people on the dole. I'm just saying, because there isn't, we're recovering somewhat, but we're not back to full employment.
Yeah.
And you're struggling to find accommodation. Well, there should be a national plan of the stupid bureaucracy that we have. Get some of the less stupid ones together and draw up a plan and get them to work for their job, and say, well, there's houses over there in the west of Ireland, there's villages dying on their feet, and don't swamp villages. I'm not talking about dropping
20 families.
I
into a
understand.
village.
Spreading people around, a bit of integration, yeah.
Move 2 or 3 families around into these dead villages. that are
Perfect
dying
idea.
and
Great idea,
And-
but they won't do it.
But that's the plan. Well, what's wrong with that?
But you know, the reason they won't do it is because Mary from Tala, with her 2 kids, wants to live near her mother.
Yeah, no, you see, but hang on, can I just answer that question now, right? Because that is, I know that is the answer. I know that's the answer. But Mary from Tala should be put very stark to Mary from Tala, or whoever she is. Right, my dear, you're refusing a perfectly good house. People who have to move from the countryside to go who work in Dublin have to leave mommy and move to Dublin and pay exorbitant rents. They have to do it because they're working. You, my dear, are not working.
No.
You're going to do what we tell you. Or, if you refuse and your children are homeless, we'll take the children from you.
Niall?
Yeah, sorry, Catherine. Good idea.
Can I just say that I remember a Pakistani on your programme there recently, prior to these kids coming in to where, I'm sorry, I forget that name again. Drumshanbo, was it?
No, Ballahedreen.
Ballahedreen. But they didn't even want to go to Ballahedreen. So fuck Mary from Tala. Mary from Tala wants to stay in Tala, and she's Irish. Let her stay in Tala. But I mean, the refugees don't even want
Okay,
to go.
you obviously have an agenda against the refugees, but I don't want to talk about that tonight. We can talk. We talked about it actually today. Actually, we were talking about Ballahedreen and people that were smuggled in the back of trucks. Okay, but okay, leave that issue aside for the moment. So you believe that Mary? But hang on. You believe Mary from Tala should be allowed to stay in Tala if she wants to?
Stay where
No bloody way, Niall.
Sorry?
What?
I say no bloody way.
No bloody way.
Yeah.
No, because if you're getting a handout, and there simply is getting to the point where what's happening in Dublin is people who are going there to work, because all the work is there, are driving the prices up because they're working.
Well, that's true.
And the people who are not working, and I'm not having to go at people, because there are people on the dole that are looking for jobs. I do believe that. But if you're in this is a reality. 20 eggs don't fit into a carton made for 12. So, that's the reality of everyone's moving to Dublin, and those who are in Dublin who are not working, well, the reality is...
they've nowhere to go. They don't have a job to get to. It's called decentralisation. We tried to do it with the state years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, it's dealing with prices.
It's a good... by the way, Joseph, I'm not knocking your idea. I think it's great, but the problem is people won't do it. We already have seen that in Cork, for example, 30% of social housing is refused by people. Dublin's figure is not quite that high. So people are constantly refusing social housing based on stupid reasons. The most common is, I'm not near my family.
No, yeah, I know, but here's the thing, Niall. If you see, this is where the nanny state has to bring out the stick. But
we can move loads of people to Leitrim for half nothing, for God's sake.
Yeah, but that's the point. I think their dole would go much further. They could literally walk to the school, because some of these villages, a lot of the villages have a little school on the edge of the village or in the middle of the village. You would be there in a minute, 30 seconds in some cases. I know, I drive through.
Absolutely, and if we needed to build these houses, and there is a lot of ghost estates already in these places, if you needed to build any houses, that's dirt cheap to buy the land. You'd save the taxpayer a fortune. But stay there for a second, both Catherine and Joseph. I want to go to Philip. Philip, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, Philip?
Hi, Niall. How you?
You're the one who had the issue with me saying, taking from the rich. Now, by the way, I literally didn't mean rich like minted. I meant people working. Yeah.
Like my son. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I've noticed a lot that over the year I've been listening to you. You go back to these people on social welfare and things like this, okay?
Well, I'm probably the first time I've talked about social welfare in 4 weeks, but well.
Please listen to me.
Yeah.
Now, I've been self-employed a long time, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I got my house in the council list before I started, right?
Yep.
Okay, but then I had a divorce and then I bought another house, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've employed lots of people. Now, I went bust into bankruptcy. I employed lots of people. All those people are in negative equity.
Yeah.
All those people would love to sell their houses now and go on the council list. Okay?
I've talked about negative equity in the past, and I've always been one that believed that the government should write off negative equity, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'd love to. But I'd love those people why doesn't the government just cut their negative equity and put them on social housing to give them a house then? If we cut the negative equity, they might be able to afford their mortgages then. I mean, much easier. Yeah, but I tell you, I have a lot of people now that would love to sell their houses and go into council.
Well, okay, in relation to social welfare, I actually haven't talked about social welfare in about 4 weeks, but however, this topic is in the news today, and it's actually on the Claire Byrne Show as well tonight on TV, and that's why I'm talking about it. But I'm not coming down on people who make an effort. I never do. I only come down on people who don't make an effort.
I understand. Yeah, okay, but that's a different game ball altogether.
But there's a lot of those people.
Yeah, there's quite a few, I'm sure, now.
Yeah, but you heard Joseph saying, and it happens quite a lot, 30%, for example, Cork is the highest rate of refusal on social housing. You know, Mary from Tala says, I'm not taking that house, over in Lusk or over in Balbriggan because it's not near where my mother lives. I mean, that's the kind of nonsense we're putting up with. If we didn't have that nonsense, we could probably solve the housing crisis.
Well, that's true, yeah, but...
So Joseph's idea is, feck Mary from Tala, if a house comes up in Galway, and we can build one in Leitrim fairly cheap, we could build twice as many houses if we build them in cheap areas, and move Mary from Tala and other people like that, who are not working anyway, most of them. Mm-hmm. So move them out there and say, I'm sorry, this is it, this is what you're getting, it's a home, it's all yours, off you go. Why not?
Well, I wouldn't mind a house in Galway myself. If I build one, they can give me one as well. But I agree with you there. Yeah, I know that's not on. There is a certain amount of that do it. But I was just coming across from the wealthy side.
Yeah, but when you say you don't agree with the robbing or taking from the rich, taking from the rich and giving to the poor, that's the way society works.
Yeah, but they didn't ask for it. The people now that are in negative equity that would love to be on that council list didn't ask for that.
I agree with you. By the way, in the negative equity sense, I've said this on many, many shows about mortgage default. I believe that people who are in arrears with their mortgage or in negative equity should have those debts written off. Always said that.
Yeah.
And that would leave more money in people's pockets to spend on the economy. It would boost the economy anyway.
Can I answer that question now?
Yeah, very quickly, Joseph, come.
Yeah, no, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is the EU, the Central Bank of Europe, could do that in the click of a finger because the money is created from nothing.
But didn't an economist in either Trinity or UCD say it would cost, they imagined somewhere around, I think it was 20 billion. Right, at the time, now this is going back about 4 or 5 years ago, to write off all the negative equity. But I said we would get that back tenfold over the next 5 or 10 years.
It shouldn't be. No, you see, here's the thing, right? I mean, I studied it as well, and it's not. The reason I say it's the ECB, it's the Central Bank of Europe, could write off the Greek debts and the Irish debts with a click of a finger, and they print 80 billion. They print 20 billion euros a month from thin air, backed by nothing. And they put it into circulation every single month. But do they lift a finger to help the ordinary person? No. It's all to keep the stock market up, keep the banks propped up with cheap money backed up. I
watched a great program all about the American Federal Reserve there one night, and I don't want to get too boring and technical about the whole thing, about how they release money into the system and how they withdraw money then at certain points if they believe that money is devaluing. And it was very interesting because you can't obviously print, because people often say that, well, why can't we just print loads of money if we don't have any? Because you can't, because if you do, you just devalue money.
Yeah, but no, they are printing 80 billion euros every month. Nothing, pulling it out of there. And they charge, and then they're screwing Greece for this money, right? And they charge an interest rate on money that's created from nothing.
Absolutely.
It's the interest rate that's the crippler. I mean, that's the crippler.
Oh, no, but look, no matter what way you look at it, banks are in a win-win situation. We know that. We all know that. I mean, when they loan money, they get it back again. And they get it back technically twice. And I explained this to somebody before in relation to how a bank gets money back twice. They give the builder a loan, or the person a loan to get an extension built. They in turn give it to the builder, who gives it back to the bank because he lodges it in the bank, the money that he gets. And the bank also get the money back then from the person who's given it to the builder and get interest on it as well. So they're technically getting their own money back twice. Okay, sorry, I'm glad you wanted to clarify that, Philip. Anyway.
You're allowed to blend out.
Sorry, Philip. Yeah, he's gone, all right. Let me go to John. John, you're on Classic Hits. How you doing, John?
Niall, how's it going? How are you?
Good. John, would you be happy to see an increase in income tax that would solve the housing crisis? Or help to solve it?
Not at all. Like that, my taxes are at the highest point now at the moment, Niall, and I can tell you, my blood is absolutely boiling now at the moment. It's like I have to hear that, because there's me doing over 59 hours a week, and I get high tax, and I do not want to see my tax go up.
I was going to say, is it actually worth doing the overtime?
Yes, because I'm actually working nights now at the moment. I'm currently now this week I'm doing 6 nights of 14-hour shifts this week. So, and I won't even see half of my wage back now this week.
Do you get a shift rate for working at night?
No,
Okay.
I just get flat. I get flat 10.75 an hour.
All right, okay, 10.75 an hour.
Yes.
All right, okay, and you're doing so basically you're going into the second bracket of tax then once you do the overtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting very little of it.
But
you're getting half it essentially.
Yeah, because if they do decide to take my tax up higher, I can tell you I'm going to be stopped working and going on straight on the bleeding scratch. I can tell you that now.
See, that's the and you know Joseph, that's the reality of it in this country. People get screwed for tax and they figure they're better off on the dole.
But here's the thing, Niall. I passed through a little village today, right?
Yeah.
If you could call it that. I looked just happened to just look at the houses, right? Half of the houses were empty. You can tell from the outside, right?
Yeah.
They don't need to be built. What I would say to this chap is, right, if they keep going what they're doing now and do nothing, the rents are exceedingly high in Dublin, right? And if they move them out into these houses that are empty, if someone got off their backsides, I'm going to say another word, but I won't, and went out and just did what I did and went to a village like that.
But Joseph, you know what's going to happen if we start forcing, and I'm sorry for using the word Mary from Tala all the time, okay, it was just made up now, but if we start using telling Mary from Tala that we have to discommode her, or many others like her, you're going to have Ruth Coppinger and all the lefties out there moaning about people's human rights.
Yeah, but Ruth Coppinger needs a route somewhere else because, this woman thinks everything is for free. Why doesn't Ruth go and tell everyone then that your taxes are going to go up and tell that chap there? You see, Ruth Coppinger...
Well, Ruth was out there in Blanchardstown with a load of women that time. Do you remember when those show houses opened? Basically, she was in one of the show houses and demanding that the government give, houses to people at the time who were on that social housing list.
Yeah. I know all about Ruth Coppinger's
escapades.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's not go on too much about it because she's not in the air to have a right to reply anyway. But the point I'm making is you're going to have a lot of the left-leaning politicians, let's just say, right? Left-leaning politicians demanding that we can't throw Mary into Galway or Leitrim or whatever it is.
No, we have to.
I mean, is that a good idea, by the way, John? Do you think that's a good idea to turn around to people who are on social housing lists and say, well, look, we'll give you a house, but it's not going to be in Dublin, it's not going to be in Cork, or it's not going to be in the city somewhere, it's going to be out in the middle of Leitrim or Athlone or Midlands somewhere?
Yeah, 100%. Like if you can get a house down in Cork, like that could be your only chance of getting
So you just have to move. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, well, stay there for a second. Let me go to. I have to go to. Is it Philip? I have to go to next. Is it Philip? Oh, sorry, Kevin. Kevin, you're on Classic Hits. Go ahead, Kevin.
I know.
Good, Kevin.
Yeah, definitely no way. I got a 4% raise, worth around 2,000 to me. It ends up on a week around €13.
Right. Okay.
It's going to take off me. So let's imagine the tax more. I'll be back down to where.
You're back down to where you are. Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, but the argument is you will be helping a lot of people who are unemployed or who have low income and can't get a house.
Go out and get a job.
That's it, really. That's the way you feel about it.
5 years ago, I was on social for a time being, but I just kept on looking for jobs. I had 3 or 4 jobs on the go.
Yep.
And just kept on going. I found a job in a minute, 5 years. So you have to keep on going out and look for work, not just sit in your bum all day.
Yeah, I'm looking here, there's loads and loads of texts coming in at 53544 and the majority of people are kind of agreeing with yourself and John and Joseph. Listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up and move on. Thanks for that. Appreciate it, Kevin. Loads of texts coming in at 53544. We're going to lighten the mood after the break. Helena and the boys and girls will be in.
Is your blood boiling yet? Call Niall now. 1850 410 494. The Niall Boylan Show.
Classic Hits 4FM.
PJ and Jim in the morning.
On Monday we chatted with Mel C, and after the interview we discovered she might be a little bit afraid of me.
In the course of the chat that we had with her, there was this little clip. Have a listen to this. What he's saying, Mel, is really, when you come over this time, can he get a selfie? If you listen to this, that sounded very uncomfortable. We'll talk to you Tuesday morning from 6.
Wake up, Happy!
with Tropical Sky. Great service, great prices, fabulous Dubai holidays. TropicalSky.ie on Classic Hits 4FM.
Did you know that 90% of all breast augmentations are from an A cup to just a C cup? When choosing River Medical, you can rest assured that you are in the safest, most experienced and trusted of hands. Unrivaled, unlimited aftercare and a commitment to achieving the best results for you and your body. To arrange a private and confidential consultation, call us on 01 662 9106 or visit rivermedical.ie.
River Medical. Confidence in cosmetic care.
Junior and Leaving Certificate students, it's time to get serious. Ashfield College offers exceptional Easter revision courses during the Easter holidays. Leaving Cert oral preparation courses for Irish and French are also enrolling now. Our revision courses are taught by some of Ireland's best teachers and include excellent study notes and online resources. Phone 01 490 4050 or log on to ashfieldcollege.ie to register today.
Warning. Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
4FM. All right, keep texting 53544. All right. Now, it comes to the point where I forget everybody's name.
I'm going to embarrass you right now, okay?
I know,
so
sorry.
I'm telling people,
No,
I don't care, right? I'm telling people that.
No, don't.
Just before we came back, right?
Please
Before we
don't
came back, I was
embarrass me.
like, Helena, he's doing this face. Well, I've worked with him for so long, I know the face. He doesn't need to speak. And he's doing the, I can't remember anyone's name face. So just while we're here, he's all embarrassed.
Second time in a row.
Second time in a row. That's
I
Ruth.
know.
Niall, have you met Ruth?
I remembered Ruth.
Niall, Ruth.
Do you know what I was going to call her? I was going to call her Rose. I do remember.
Niall, Aisling.
I know
Niall.
Aisling. I know Aisling.
Hello.
I met Aisling before you guys, right? That's why I know Aisling. All right. Ruth, I did remember. I remembered after I thought of Rose.
You didn't.
I did.
I didn't.
And I apologise. Okay.
Did not.
Now, we're going to lighten the mood a little bit. H has joined us as well.
Yep. Helena. Helena.
I forgot your name.
Helena.
All right, okay.
Here we are.
H, tell us what's the story.
Right, okay, a video has gone viral over the weekend of a load of male actors saying the word moist. Oh, did I say it even?
No.
Okay, so it's basically going around, and loads of people are tagging people on Facebook, on social media, basically tagging their friends in this video, who I've got tagged many times, of these actors saying the word moist for people obviously who can't stand that word. So what I want to talk about is the words that just basically make you squirm. The ones like panties, again, makes me squirm.
Hey, panties.
Moist is my top one. I hate it completely. Squirt.
Jesus Christ.
Absorbent. When you
Absorbent
hear
is
these
okay,
words,
but apart from it reminds you of tampons.
it does, very absorbent. Leak.
Yeah, that reminds me of tampons too.
Leak. Because I feel with these words, when you
Leak,
say it, you can
'cause
see what's happening.
You think of somebody leaking.
Oh. So basically what I want to do
Drippy.
is send in...
After you have a baby, you'll find out all about that.
Ah, no. Oh, Jesus.
I'm just telling you, did you not know that? Sorry, girls. I'm sorry for giving you a little bit of doctor advice
don't
here.
want doctor
medical advice. Sorry, medical advice.
This is your medical advice.
The pelvic floor muscles go after you have a baby, so you have to train them again. And then what happens is you do 10. Every time you laugh, you piss yourself. Or every time you sneeze, you
That
piss
does
yourself.
happen when you get older, though, doesn't
Boom.
it?
Accident.
They do. It happens when you get
Accident.
older. They have these ads on TV for
yeah, for,
panty
like, the-
liners.
Yeah.
Lady
for
nappies.
older,
Lady
for older
nappies.
women. So it's not used for what we would usually use them for. It's used for
They're really thin as well, aren't
yeah,
they?
the ad is like you see an old lady in the shopping market. She sneezes and she's like, oh no, and the next day she has a panty liner. She sneezes. She's like, I'm all good. I got a panty liner. But 53544. I want to talk about the horrible words, the ones you just can't stand, the ones that irk you, the ones that make you squirm. Moist is my top one.
Moist. I can't say.
I can't stand.
Do you know what word I can't say? I've lost the ability to say it. A beer, in a glass. What's the size of the glass?
Pint.
I didn't want to say it. Okay.
A pint.
I can't say it properly.
Why do you say point?
I say point.
Yeah, that's because you're trying to be posh.
No, I'm not trying to be pint. Pint. It just doesn't come out properly on
I
my mouth.
find the word pint it makes me kind of go, oh, I sound common when I say that, so I end up going, I want a pint of beer.
Pint. It just doesn't come out of my mouth properly. Pint of beer.
Although I
Pint.
don't say pint of beer because
Pint.
women should not say
It just
pint
sounds like
of
a
beer.
stupid word. Do you ever say a word over and over again? It sounds so stupid then when you keep saying it.
No,
Okay, any words that irk you or disgust you, ladies?
Moist. Slug.
Slug.
Yeah.
Slug is a horrible word.
I don't like when people put emphasis on the ug bit. It's like slug.
Yeah.
No,
It does sound kind of dirty or something,
Yeah,
doesn't
and
it?
did you ever step?
Snot is another word like
Yeah.
slug.
Mm-mm.
Greener. I'm just throwing them out here.
Greener.
Yeah, greener.
Snot would be greener than a slug, though.
Snot.
Yeah, that'd be greener.
Now, I
than
don't
a
like
slug.
snot. I don't like the word snot. I think you can taste that word.
You can almost
Snot.
taste it. You can almost. Do you remember the kid in
The
school?
knot
There was
in the
always a
nose.
kid in school that
Naughty
had a
kid.
runny nose that dripped
Yeah.
into his lips.
Oh, stop. I remember I was only talking about this with one of there's a girl in it during the week too. She's in school and she's doing work experience. And I was explaining to her what my work experience was, and I did it in a school once. So I did the whole teacher's assistant thing when I was in school, and it was great crack. I loved it. And then these kids started coming up to me, I need to go to the toilet. And I was like, wipe your nose. And they were like, well, and I was like, wipe your nose. And I realised I couldn't work with kids because they're disgusting.
They do.
To be completely
well,
honest.
adults are as bad. I was in Dunn's one day, I think it was, and the frozen food section.
Were they putting their leggings up against it?
Oh, well, they weren't, But the flat fridges that you reach into, not the ones that you open up.
Yeah.
So and people are kind of hovering over them looking for their pizzas or whatever it is, right? There was a guy hanging over it. He was trying to get something kind of deep in it but there was a snot hanging from his nose, and it was actually swinging. And I had a vision of it falling onto somebody's pizza or a packet of burgers or something. I don't know. And I know somebody went home that day with like a burger pack or pizza with snots on it.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm sorry. Are you okay, Helena? No, I'm just saying.
Maria's getting sicker.
But it had strung out.
No, it's not.
And was it swinging?
It was swinging. It was
I've not been
over
There's a bomb in my mouth.
If you had gone deeper, it would have froze, and you would have had frozen snot.
No, I just reminded myself of something as well.
What?
Do you remember in school? I have to close my eyes. Can't look at any of you. Do you remember in school there was always that kid who picked his nose and stuck it on the
And stuck it.
table? Oh
No,
and
stuck
then
in
you
his
go in and
mouth.
put your hand. No, we had snot tablers. And you'd put your hand under, you'd squeeze yourself into the table, and all of a sudden there was a crusty snot in your hand. Crusty snot.
I have a disgusting story.
How disgusting! I'm close
Okay,
to bomb.
no, it was pretty disgusting.
Maybe we need to warn the listeners about disgusting stories.
It's
but-
not bad.
Go on,
It's
go
not
on,
bad
yeah.
disgusting. It's just a snot story. So I was in, now this is in college, okay? This is people who were 19, 20, older. And I was in the library one day and I was getting a book from the English section, and what comes out in the book?
Snot.
Yes.
Vile. Somebody put a snot in the book.
Yes.
What's wrong with
And what is it about
They're
people
not
in their
civilized
cars?
people.
This is the last snot reference tonight, okay? Because people are starting to get sick. But why do people pick their nose and eat it in their car?
It's a safe zone.
But do they
feel
think
like
people
they're
can't
in a
see
safe
them?
Zone. Yeah.
Probably. Is it healthy to eat snots?
I don't think so.
Because it could be one of those things.
There's nothing healthy about eating a snot.
It could be one of those things because some people believe that drinking their own urine is healthy.
Yeah, it's not, by the way.
It's
That's
not.
a myth.
It's not.
Oh, right. Okay.
You can drink it once.
In your lifetime.
Why only? I'm looking at you to elaborate now. Why only one?
If you're like in a desert situation,
Yeah.
you can drink it once and get away with it reasonably lightly. It might make you a little bit ill.
You've actually just reminded me. We were talking about this. Like, if I was in a desert and it's the only thing there was no water, it was the only thing I would drink my own piss.
Obviously.
And we talked about this earlier on about
Yeah.
eating people. Because now we were asking earlier on the office. We have here's the thing, listeners. We have the strangest
Come, we
conversations
do, we do.
outside. Okay,
Would you
stuff
eat
that we
somebody?
would never talk about around civilized people, because myself and I are not very civilized.
And
we have
there's
these
no
weird.
there's no line.
There's no filter. We have these
No.
weird conversations. So I don't ask me how, but we did get onto a conversation about eating people. And would you eat somebody, basically life or death situation? You're on a desert, cannibalism. Would you
Eat somebody if they
carve 'em
died.
up and cook 'em?
If they died first before you.
I think it depends who. it
Ah,
was.
come on, give me a break.
I don't eat meat. Oh,
Oh.
that's a
Listen
game
to me.
changer.
Listen, are you vegan? Are you a vegan?
I'm vegan. You're vegan.
You're not a vegan.
Wow. Not by choice.
Well, it was nice having you, Ruth.
Well, why are you vegan if it's not by choice?
I'm allergic to everything.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
you're-
that's different.
You're allergic to meat and dairy.
Yeah.
Like
And eggs.
Have you tried? Well, that is dairy, kind of. So have you tried everything? Have you tried all the different types of meats and
Oh
everything?
yeah, I used to eat them up until just over a year ago, and then I kept getting really sick, and we worked out that was why. So I just can't eat food.
So you're allergic to all that, all dairy products, including pizza. So you can't even have pizzas and
No.
butter and
No pizza.
milk. And
No.
Can I ask, what do you eat?
Rice and potato.
Oh, lads, I feel very sorry.
I feel really sorry for you.
And lots of vegetables.
Well, look, I mean, it's a life
Okay,
or death
I like
situation.
veggies.
Okay, and-
It's hypothetical. So basically, if you don't eat this,
You're going to die.
You're going to die anyway.
Okay, you might get a bit sick because you're a vegan type.
Yeah.
But in saying that, you're going to die if you don't eat it. So you're on a desert island, you and Aisling. All right? Aisling pops her clogs. All right? Just from illness. I don't know. She dies.
Bye.
Malnutrition, something. I don't know. So, life or death situation. You're not well. You're starving. 40 days without food. You've water, but you've 40 days without food. You're going to die. Would you eat Aisling?
No.
Stop, Eddie.
I'm sorry. Up a friendship already.
I'm sorry, she's on the spit as I'm speaking.
Stop, yeah. I wouldn't even think about it.
Sorry,
I'd take your
Aisling.
foot.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry,
Go for the
Aisling.
foot.
No, and you know, and sorry, Aisling, there's not a huge amount of meat on Aisling.
No, we actually said as well, we were like,
You
what
need a
type
fat
of
person.
I
You
would
want a fat person.
big person, because
Yeah.
that could do you for a week.
Okay, get a good bit of grizzle on
You
it.
know, I wouldn't be greedy. I wouldn't be straight in there eating everything. I'd be like, right, we'll hang on to that part for Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, we may still be here.
Like, there wouldn't be much meat on me either.
No,
No, you're not going to feed many on me.
you'd only get to about Tuesday. I need someone bigger.
But
than
I
you.
would definitely, I'd be cooking you up, girls. So sorry.
Yeah.
That's the way it has to be.
No, look, I wouldn't. If you were alive, God no. I mean, we.
But
we'd
all
die
animals.
Together, but
we're cannibals anyway. We eat dead everything else.
True.
You don't, but the rest of us do. We eat dead everything else. So I mean, what's the difference?
yeah.
Apart from they speak English. You know, you eat a cow, wouldn't you? You eat a chicken,
Cow though.
but it's still an animal.
It's not human though.
So it doesn't speak English.
I don't know. I think I'd struggle to even eat a cat or something like that. I don't know.
That's psychological. That's in your head.
I love cats. Probably.
No, that's psychological. I'd eat a cat. Well, there's not much meat on a cat, but I'd eat a cat.
Yeah.
I'd eat a mouse. It wouldn't bother me. I'd eat anything to stay alive. So, in any case, some of the texts. Well, what was the question we asked again? Lost
Talk
track.
about disgusting words.
Okay, what's the most horrendous word? Scuttery is a horrid.
that
my
is rough.
God, you just see
The
someone
scutters.
in the loo after a Chinese when they say that.
Or goat's cheese or something.
Have the scutters. I know somebody who the person over Niall. Come on now, it's juvenile. I know a person who genuinely does not see any issue with saying, let's say they have, I don't know why we're talking, Niall, this is too distracting.
I can hear it in my ear.
Finished. Still going. That person had a nasty curry. There we go.
That's the wet bit in the end.
I know. Stop. I know a person who basically would have no issue with saying pebble dashing when someone has the scutters. They would just say pebble dashing. What? Girls are pointing. Read the text, girls.
Would it be rude if I said it? I would eat Aisling. You spelled my name wrong as well, whoever that is. A-I-S.
Well, if she's alive, I suppose, yes,
Yeah.
it would be. If she's dead, that's fine. We've asked the question, sorry. So go on, continue with the scutters.
I was just saying that basically I know somebody who remained nameless who has no issue. Say if somebody has a bad
Dose.
a dose of them, will say, oh, pebble dashing. I was pebble dashing.
Yeah,
That's
I've heard that word loads of times.
That's
yeah.
disgusting.
I pebble dashed the toilet last night.
That's vile. Because you can see that happening when they say it.
Okay, no, people are just taking the eating Aisling to a whole new level now.
Yeah,
They're
they
saying,
have. So
we're talking about a desert island and Aisling is dead and I'm starving.
I'm dead.
Or Eileen is starving.
That's it.
That's why we're eating people here, all right? For no
Back
other
to-
reason apart
back
from
to a bit of
survival.
normality.
Yeah.
525 text in the words that just irk you, the ones you just can't stand. For example, Jude says, the word that irritates me are at the end of the day, people say it and it's meaningless. Only two things happen at the end of the day. The sun goes down and the date changes, says Jude. You're right, that actually does annoy me. Irish people say that a lot. But listen, Niall, at the end of the day,
At the end of the day. Menstruate, says somebody else, a horrible word, yeah.
Yeah. Period.
Actually, the whole thing,
Horrible
menstrual
word.
cycle, is pretty horrendous.
Yeah. I don't know why doctors need to use it all the time as well.
Yeah, why can't they just say, is it the time of the month?
Flowers.
Or flowers.
Yeah, flowers is pretty.
When
Yeah,
did, when
it's
did,
nice.
your when
This
did
is
you
a nice
last
word,
have your
But
flowers?
it's not a pretty thing.
It's not really. Anyway.
Yeah, it's vile.
What can you do?
Why are people picking on sexual words
Yeah.
particularly? Well, this is your fault for asking this question. Rimming, says somebody else. That's not a bad word, but it does the act itself is odd.
Yeah, it's an odd act. The word itself doesn't bother me.
No, the word doesn't bother me. The act itself is
rims
odd.
of a car, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rims,
that's-
wheels.
Rimming, they could be talking about that. I
Yeah.
doubt it. They're talking
bother
about the
me.
sexual act, obviously.
This person's texted a few times. I don't know why this word bothers them, but mellow.
Mellow.
Mellow. I've no idea.
I
but
like
this
it. It
person-
reminds me of marshmallows.
Yep.
It's just real chill. Like
Yeah.
mellow.
Farmer Claire, by the way, says, hi, my Jack Russell is in labour since 9 o'clock this morning. The first puppy has just been born.
Congratulations.
See, she knew everybody would go,
Oh, God love the Jack Russell, though, since 9 o'clock this morning.
Jeez, it's a long out
That's a
labour.
long.
Give him a
My
bit of
miss,
it.
no, my missus was in labour for 16 or 17 hours in her first child.
Wow.
But is that actually
I was there. I took part in the labour. I shared her pain.
You did not share.
I did share her pain. I just said,
punch
are
you
you
in the
all right?
face?
I said, are you all right every now and again.
I believe when a woman's in labour, a man should stand there getting kicked in the ghoulies for the exact same amount of time. I think that'd be fair.
Why would you want to do that?
I'd agree.
Because then you actually know the pain that women are going through. I think men, always a funny thing, right? You go into a labour ward or into a hospital after a baby's born, and you go up to the dad, to daddy as they call him, and you're like, oh, she's the best thing ever. Like, she's seriously, like, she's I don't know how she's amazing. Straight away off to the pub, right? They forgot all about it.
Now, hold on a second. This isn't that stereotypical. Every single man doesn't run off to the pub after the wife has a baby.
I'm just saying the wet the baby's
or
head.
light a cigar, for that
The
matter.
wet the baby's head thing is a big tradition, all right? So they
No,
head off to wet the baby's head.
No, it's not. It's a tradition about certain types of people.
No, calm down. No, it's not. Now, you're being stereotypical.
I'm just saying, it's certain types of people.
Most people I know would go and wet
That's
the
because
baby's
you're
head.
from Clondalkin.
I'm from Lucan, and if I was from Clondalkin, no big whoop-de-doo.
If you were living somewhere else, maybe
where?
I'd only
Like
use the
where,
word
Niall?
nicer. I'm not saying that at all. But if you were to live in, say, Malahide or Killiney or somewhere with a little bit of class, you wouldn't be wetting the baby's
Boylan,
head.
5 years, you've taken it too far. Come on!
Yeah, you wouldn't be wetting the baby's
We
head.
are very classy folk where I'm from.
And
And they
you're
go,
also
and
quite delusional.
they go and wet their baby's head. You're missing my point of this
Okay.
whole thing. So basically, men forget so quickly the pain a woman went through, and then they're kind of, they do the little thing, they piss the woman off, whatever. I think if they stood there as the woman was giving birth and got kicked in the ghoulies every time she had a contraction, they'd realise that she's quite amazing.
Have you seen the video going around Facebook of the guy got strapped up to some
One of
machine
those, yeah,
that
it's
are
one of those
allowed
tens, the tens machine, I think.
Yeah, it's been done a few times. Yeah, I'd love to do that to you.
I don't think it's quite as painful as women are making it out.
Can we do it
It's
to
like
you?
36
Can we
broken
do it
bones.
live?
It's not that bad.
Live stream it.
I've often had a cramp in my bum, and it's been very simple.
I have a challenge now. Can we do one of the shows one night with you strapped to
Yeah,
that?
sure. I mean, no problem. Okay,
Don't shug me off.
I'm not reading
be
that out, oh mate.
interesting.
Hey mate, that's a disgusting text, oh mate. I'm sorry, no, he sent it to my phone. I'm not reading it out. It's vile.
Okay.
The only word I hate is C-U-N-T, and something and T. You probably wouldn't be able to say it on the air, Ollie. Ollie, you're spot on the money there. That's why I spelled it. Can't believe Helena is not laughing like a hyena tonight. I think the word bleed is better than period, says Jude.
No, it's vile. Here's another person.
I'm having a bleed.
I'm bleeding. No.
No,
Vile.
I'm bleeding out.
Oh no, lads! Don't. If there's women listening, don't. ever
Movie
say
review.
that. What you got before movie review, because we're going to move off. Someone else has it in Clonluke, and you'd have 5 possible daddies heading off to the wall. Anyway, go on. Sorry, your movie review.
You wouldn't know which one actually owns the baby.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, so movie review. Yeah, myself and Mrs. B went to see Free Fire. Cillian Murphy.
Oh, is that any good?
No.
I heard that was bad.
No, it's all right. Look, it's Martin Scorsese. What did you expect? It was okay. It's all shot in one room.
Right.
The whole movie. It's a bit Reservoir Dogsy. If you liked Reservoir Dogs,
didn't
you'd
like
probably
Reservoir
kind of
Dogs.
like it.
No, I didn't. I actually. Can I move a review?
Well, hang on. It's about. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's about. It's a deal. They're making a deal to buy guns. It's the IRA.
Okay.
3 lads from the IRA. There's a couple of them making a deal to buy guns off these Americans.
Right.
Well, one of them's actually in New Zealand or South Africa or something. And then by the end of it, they're all shooting each other, and they're all hiding, shooting each other constantly, and that goes on for like an hour and 15 minutes. Them shooting each other.
For an hour and 15 minutes.
It's a bit fun. Your man, what's his name? I'm really bad at names. Is it the fat guy, the funny guy? What's his name?
Jonah
Hill.
Who?
The fat funny guy.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill is it?
I can't believe you lost that.
But he's got a serious role. But he does come up with some funny lines every now and again. He's got a big beard in it and everything. But he was good in it. Cillian Murphy was good in it too.
Cillian Murphy's great in everything.
Yeah, and he's real Irish accent. He's in the IRA. But in any case, no, it's not great. I wouldn't be bothered. Wait till it comes out in Showbox.
One thing that's really annoying me, and I've seen the trailer so many times, movie-wise, Fast and the Furious 8, lads.
Yeah, I believe the new one. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of the previews. People who went to see the previews, they said it's awful.
Like the trailer.
Really, really bad.
Like, if you watch the trailer, it starts off they're driving the car. Next thing they're driving the machine through ice. And I'm like, did this car?
No,
did
I
this
believe
movie
it's.
not
I believe
just
it's
start?
so far fetched this time. Now, the last one was reasonably far fetched, right?
Yeah.
But this one is so far fetched that it's actually ridiculous.
I just think give up.
That they
lads.
jump over a submarine on the ice. And
yeah.
it just looks stupid.
That's in the trailer, and you're like, lads, come on now.
Yeah.
You
People will
started
still
off.
go. There will still be a huge audience for that, though.
Absolutely.
Because of the franchise.
But it's just all special effects now. That's all it is, special effects.
It annoys me because I love the first few Fast and Furious. I thought
He's
they were great.
Dwayne Johnson. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
The Rock?
Yeah. Highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Surprised.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
surprised.
That's
I don't think he's
surprising.
great at all.
Well, he's not a great actor, no, but he just seems to be getting a lot of big movie deals.
It's muscles.
He was great in, WWF, but whatever.
Well, he's making more money now in movies, I can tell you,
Yeah,
than he ever
kind
made
of the
wrestling.
same thing.
I'd say he makes more money in one movie than he made in his whole career wrestling.
Ah, no, he was big in wrestling.
Oh, he was.
a wrestler. Can you smell?
Yeah. The Rock.
The Rock is cooking. I love that.
No, I'd say he makes more money. He probably made more money in this one movie, for example, than he made probably in his career in wrestling. Because you got to remember, his wrestling career was a long time ago now.
Oh, yeah. She's what, 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, I don't think he would have made as much money. He probably got 20 million for this new movie. More.
Oh, it's overpaid, man.
Oh, they are. Of course they're overpaid. Poor old Jennifer Lawrence, like, she was giving out last year that women don't get paid as well as men. Like, she only made 62 million last year. God, she must be starving.
That's not fair at all.
You know what I mean? Not fair at all. 62 million is all she got.
So we should get a GoFundMe together for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really should.
62 million is all she made. I
That's
mean,
not-
God, my heart bleeds for her.
That's
62 million.
No way. It's not fair at all.
All right, keep texting 53544. What are those words that you really despise? Or give us your own movie review.
What gets your blood boiling? Call Niall now. 1850 410 494. The Niall Boylan Show.
Classic Hits 4FM.
Just 4 laughs on Classic Hits 4FM.
Hey, it's PJ and Jim here. We've got 4 celebrity laughs mixed together.
Can you identify one or all of them? Go on, give it a go.
Play it weekdays at 7:40 with PJ and McCabe in the morning and 4:40 with Gareth O'Callaghan in the afternoon for your chance to win big, big money. And listen out for rollover double money Mondays and weekends for even bigger cash prizes. Just 4 laughs with Julie Kilmartin's Educational Services in Ennis and Limerick. Clever bunnies are going to Julie's this Easter on Classic Hits 4FM.
This is an announcement from the Sinnet Skoda sales team.
Hello, Mark Darcy here, and due to a fantastic start in 2017, we have a great range of pre-owned Skodas now in stock.
Jan Hluchan here. We also offer unbeatable low finance rates with the backing of our partner Volkswagen Bank. This will help you to buy the car you want with the right finance package to suit your needs.
Stephen Healy here. Just to confirm, there is always a good deal to be had at Sinnet Skoda, Wicklow Town. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Sinnet Skoda, Wicklow Town. Just 20 minutes south of the M50, 20 minutes north of Gorey. See sinnetsskoda.ie.
Contour your body with Cool Sculpt at River Medical. Cool Sculpt is the original fat freezing treatment, proven to reduce fat by up to 40% after just one single treatment. The tummy, back, thighs, and even under the chin can all be targeted. Restore your body's confidence with Cool Sculpt at River Medical. To book a free consultation, phone River Medical on 01 662 9106 or visit rivermedical.ie.
Niall Boylan at night is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
I need to get out of here fast. I've just spent 2.5 minutes listening to the girls talking about Beauty and the Beast and how wonderful it is.
Best movie ever. It's so good. I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited,
I would
though.
rather
You're missing
rip
out.
my eyes out with hot needles than go and see it.
That's impressive.
Ah,
myself,
it's
ripping your
actually
eyes out.
No, I couldn't sit through it. So the text, hey lads, listening in for the first time in months. It's great to hear you all again. There's no word that worse than gash.
Oh,
Love you lads. Saul and Cork. Gash.
Use it in a sentence.
Look at the gash on her.
Vile, isn't it?
It is,
Like,
yeah.
there's nothing nice
I
about
thought
that
he
at all.
meant like a gash, like a cut.
I got a gash on my leg.
Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
Do you think so?
No,
I
I
don't
think
so.
he meant the foof gash.
I think he meant the foof gash. I think he was talking about the foof.
Foof, that's not a nice word.
Foof is a lovely word.
I don't like foof.
Although I
very
have decided
pleasant word.
that foof has run its course. And Barbara, our lovely Barbara Nick-Donica.
I thought you were going to call her Barbara.
Nope.
Look at me, Barbara. No, but look at me, Barbara.
No, Barbara Nick-Donica obviously gave us a couple of years back.
What did you call her, sorry?
Nick-Donica. Nick-Donica, that's it.
Barbara
Difficult.
Nick-Donica.
Barbara, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Barbara gave us a few filthy fuckle before. Do you remember that about 2 years ago? We got filthy fuckle from Barbara. For
Filthy
shocking the Gaelga.
fuckle, meaning Irish. Obviously, just in
Filthy
case
fuckle.
listeners just thought we cursed there.
Yeah, no, filthy fuckle.
Yeah.
Can I say it once?
Yeah.
Filthy fuckle. And basically, she gave me an Irish word that seems to only kind of work in her family and not. She's asked around in Connemara, and no one really in Connemara goes, "No, we don't use that word." But it's giggling, and that means foof.
Yeah, you're
So
giggling.
I
As
believe
it makes you giggle.
that giggling is a better word than foof. So if listeners, if you ever want to refer to the V thing anymore,
Vagina.
giggling is better, I think.
That's
Another word.
I hate
Vagina
it.
and the peni word. I don't like it.
What is it about
Yes.
girls' bits are more medical terms than guys'
Boobies.
No. Breasts.
Titties.
breasts and vagina. They're very medical.
Yeah, but
Whereas
penis is
lads is
medical.
langer, you
Yeah. But anyway, my point of that is, if you're referring to it now, I would appreciate giggling, because I think it's a nicer word.
Okay, the runs is the word I hate most.
We have the runs.
Same as the Scutters, really.
It is the same as the Scutters. The word is Nazi, yet it's thrown around like Smarties. Oh, the worst word is Nazi, yet it's thrown around like Smarties.
John says, a word I detest and cringe when said out of the mouth of a woman especially is, oh, John, I can't say it now. You're going to have to finish that for me.
Fanny.
He says, I believe it's a lower class to use it freely, the word that is, says John. John, I completely agree
That's
with
why
you.
she wouldn't use it, because she was pretending not to be lower class, John.
Oh.
Clearly, she's from Glendalkin. The word fanny is used openly in the streets of Glendalkin all the time.
Lads, hit up Helena tonight. And I agree with John 100%. I think the word is vile. And I hate when Americans use it to explain their bum.
Fanny pack.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I'd say Mrs. Smallhorn is
I
used
call it
fanny.
the
I think.
No, Mrs. Smaller would never use the F word. She is a lady.
So what was the other word to say?
Fanny pack.
Oh,
It's
fanny
an
pack.
actual
Oh, yeah,
thing.
that's right. Yeah, it's a
that's something.
bum
you
bag.
wear.
Bum bag, yeah.
Bum bag. That's a nicer word.
Yeah, but a fanny is a stomach, isn't it, in America?
No, it's a bum.
No, fanny is your stomach.
No, it's not. You ever see the movies? It's in Scary Movie when he's backing into the room and he says, Fanny's coming through. Watch out for Fanny. He's talking about his bum. The word, that's why it's called a fan. Oh, I can't say a fanny pack, because
A fanny bag.
yeah, because it's a bum bag. It's to do with a bum. That's why they use it in America. But John, you text in. I completely agree with you. It is lower class to use the word giggling. I can't use it again. I agree with you 100%. Someone else says, I was forced to see Beauty and the Beast the other week, the weekend, and I thought it was brilliant. There you go. Thanks very much.
Love that.
The word I hate the most is runs. We had that one. The cunt is a vile word, says another person. I don't agree with that.
I'm trying to find out. I think there's parts of America where fanny means stomach, so I put in pain in fanny to see if it would actually.
I'd say
come
the
up.
images
So
were a
stomach,
bit disturbing.
And I'm just getting up 6 reasons why your vagina hurts.
There you go. It means vagina. Yeah, the cunt. I don't know, ladies. What do you think of it? I see no issue with the word. We can't obviously say it. Don't say it. Cunt.
It's not a word I use, but it doesn't bother me. I just don't really use it.
Why don't you use it?
Because my mum gives out.
Exactly. Women give out about it. Do you use it?
I think it's the definition behind it that freaks me out.
Well, we all know the definition, yeah. But I mean,
it's just four
No,
letters.
but people think
So
it's one
effective.
definition, but it's actually another definition. This is the thing. I don't think I
So
can
what
say
is
though.
it?
I can't. I don't think I can say.
I
that.
just think
I'm
it's
not
just a
gonna say
word that people need to get over. Women are too
Yeah.
precious about it. Women are too precious about the cunt. I'm going to say it. It's going to come out.
Yeah.
The bunt.
Okay.
Bunt.
Yeah, but you can say that there is a way of using it as a term of endearment.
Yeah, you can say you silly bunt.
You silly little bunch.
Yeah. Silly
So
bunt.
you could use it as it's
You
like
could, if you wanted to.
it's like bollocks in Ireland. The word bollocks. It's a term of endearment. Go
It
on
is.
out of that, you old bollocks.
I would never
That's a
use...
nice way to be told, isn't it?
Yeah,
funny,
I
yeah.
would never use that word in a negative way.
Bunt.
No, bollocks.
Or would you?
I would never use it in a negative way. If I said it, I'd go, he's a silly owl.
Yeah.
And I'd smile and say it. I wouldn't say it as in he's a bad... I wouldn't.
No, you've said
know,
the
I've
word.
said
I know
it
you're
twice.
refusing to say
I'll
it.
tell you why, right? Because last time I said it, Mrs. Smallhorn went ape at me when I went home. She said, don't be using that word on the radio. You're a
When a
lady.
Smallhorn is listening, I can tell you now, Smallhorn, when she's not on the air, you want to hear the language of her. She curses like a sailor.
Vile mouth.
Let me say, I know Helena was a better class of lady not using it.
Thank you very much. That's John texting in again. I am a better class of lady. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
I won't use the word.
Why is Helena obsessed with her private parts? she never stops. Also, stop sneaking all over Niall. Let the other girls speak.
That doesn't say
He
stop.
says-
It does not say stop sneaking all over Niall. It says stop sneaking over Niall, as in you stop sneaking over.
No, he obviously means speaking.
I think he
possibly.
thinks that we're both the same girl as well.
Probably,
There's two of us here.
We're the same person now.
There is it. Jam rag, says somebody.
That's not even a word.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh
jam
God.
What's it mean?
A jam rag.
Like a
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
You know, a foof cover.
Poof cover.
Yeah.
Giggling cover.
A giggling cover. I hate the word racist. It has lost all meaning. Everything and everyone is racist, according to PC Freaks. Yeah, it has lost its meaning a little
It
bit.
hasn't lost its meaning. It
has. No, it has. It's like homophobe last year lost its meaning too.
Yeah,
Everybody was a homophobe if you didn't agree.
I don't know if I'd say it's lost its meaning. I
It
think
has
it's definitely
lost its meaning.
I think it's
I
definitely
don't want.
overused.
I think we have enough non-nationals in the country. I'm suddenly a racist.
Well, that's what I mean. I think it's overused. I think it's used
I'm just
in
saying,
the wrong
if you say
way.
something like that, that's a constructive argument. I'm not saying that's a constructive argument. I'm just saying if you have a constructive argument around something that's not quite humanitarian, all of a sudden you're a racist.
Yeah, it's definitely used more than it should be.
Yeah. The only time women have a hard time is when they're taking it.
Yep. Calm yourself down there.
Yeah.
Helena says, the Scots call a bunt a bluter.
A bluter.
That's actually a better word. I wouldn't mind.
I like
saying
that.
that.
Bluter, yeah.
You're a bluter.
I like that.
A bluter.
Yeah,
Doesn't have the same effect.
I like it though. I'm going to use that now.
I think you have to say it in a Scottish accent. You're a bluter.
Scottish accent.
You're a
A
bluter.
fanny freshener.
What's a fanny fresh?
It's a little air freshener thing
For down there?
for down below.
Really?
You pop it in.
Really?
A slow release stuff.
Stop.
There's this doctor came out with a new thing. It's called a vagina lipstick. I'm not joking. It's a thing now.
Vagina lipstick.
To keep everything moist.
Oh! You use that in the right way as well, which made it even viler.
But that's actually its purpose. It's gone viral on Facebook. There's a
And
video.
can you take a
for it.
little a selfie with it, like, with your 2 fingers, duck face on it.
So now your bag is like, right,
Your bag.
phone, keys,
It's
lipstick,
legit- it's a
vagina
legit
lipstick.
thing.
I'm on my way out. Can't wait for good
And
night.
did you get it in different colours?
I have no idea. I don't want to know either.
That'd be
I think it's kind of
interesting.
weird. It would be interesting. I think it's
Definitely
kind of
find that
weird. Yeah.
Every time you sit down, you leave little kiss marks on your knickers. Hey, Niall, I can't stick the word tramp, like saying it casually, just to make the ones say it feel good, says Pat.
Yeah, I don't like that word either, to be honest. And that's never used as a term of endearment. That's obviously used as a nasty word.
Yeah, you tramp.
And I don't like tramp stamp. I don't like that either.
No.
I don't like that
What
word.
happened? Pardon me, what happened to the tattoo I was supposed to get?
You're still getting it.
Oh,
Calm
you're
down.
still- only asking.
When you least expect it.
I only asked him what happened to it. That was supposed to come soon, wasn't it?
Yeah,
fine.
Dee said, I don't like the word. GEE bag. I feel it's very
I hate that
offensive, says
word.
Dee. I don't like that one either.
That's
now.
vulgar.
It is.
It is vulgar.
It is vulgar. It is vulgar.
All right, we got an Niall Boylan extra on the way. What is it?
Sorry, one more thing. Someone texts in says ovaries and fallopians.
Fallopian tubes.
How it's like the
Fallopian's
word
a nice
fallopian.
word.
No, fallopian.
Yeah, and the word
No.
tubes. The word
No.
tubes, he says, is equally disgusting.
Yeah.
Fallopian tubes.
Fallopian tubes. It's disgusting.
Fallopian sounds like a type of butterfly.
I know somebody who made a bracelet out of a fallopian tube.
No,
What?
you don't.
A real one?
Mm.
Oh,
No,
that's
you don't,
disgusting.
Niall.
That's like people
Yeah.
who eat their placenta.
Or make little necklaces out of the umbilical cord.
Oh, you're thinking of the umbilical cord. No one made a brace out of the fallopian tube, Niall.
They did.
Yeah,
You can't take your fallopian tubes out.
unless you remove everything.
But they did, don't you get them removed with that
No,
operation when
you can
something's wrong
tie
with you?
them. You can tie them.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
think
tie
they're
them.
removed.
Do they not remove
They can
when they-
remove the womb, but they can't remove
Do they not? I'm
it.
only asking.
No,
I'm only
you
asking.
can't take out your
I think
fallopian.
it's
Well, I was
umbilical
told
cord.
there was a girl, I won't remain nameless, and she made a bracelet out of her fallopian tubes.
She may have made it over umbilical cord, and I don't think she's walking around with fallopian tubes on her wrist. That's a bit uncomfortable.
As soon as this, by the way, hope the girls don't mix up the lipsticks.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't be very tasty. Oh, would it really?
No.
No. All right, Niall Boylan.
On that note, we'll
extra
head
on the
away.
way.
Niall Boylan Extra is on the
Lipstick
way.
is very sticky.
Niall Boylan Extra is on the way. Basically, we're going to be talking about
Kind of sticky, salty taste on it.
people on the
Sorry.
dole who
Yeah.
go on holidays.
All right, on the way.
The best of Niall Boylan. This is a repeat. Please don't call or text at this time as you will be charged. Real people, real opinions, real talk radio on Classic Hits 4FM.
I did get onto this conversation earlier on, and we only got about 15 minutes in it. I said I'd come back to it. And obviously, it was in relation to an email that we got from a guy who was working. His name was Des, and he was working, and he was giving out about the family down the road who were on the social welfare. They're going away on holidays. The wife was chatting to him or whatever, and they said they were going away on holidays this year. And he was basically saying that they shouldn't be allowed to go on holidays if they're on the dole and getting his tax money. Now, he was referring to a story that was in the paper yesterday, but it's revealed that more than 1 in 6 Irish adults now live in a household where nobody works, according to the OECD.